Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. The owner of iDrop, T. Kell, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Kell and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs. Instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Friday, 5 minutes past the top of the hour. We're live from the Low T Center studio in beautiful West Knoxville. Hope you are having a great great morning start to your weekend, and we appreciate you spending your morning with us here on the show. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Ben, good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, man. I'm good. I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll, man. We're getting closer and closer to college football. We get that this weekend, man. So pumped about that. We got some high school playoff atmosphere type of football last night. Rivalry Thursday was at Maryville hosting Powell, and
got it for a half.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, I mean it was a good game for Maryville.
It was a good first half for both teams.
Yeah, it wasn't a good game for Powell, but I think as a fan, it was. I mean, I thought it was a pretty good game. Got a chance to see why Maryville is Maryville, and why they have been, dominant over multiple decades. We got a chance to see it. Brian Rice and myself was on the call, the radio side of Rivalry Thursday. Really cool atmosphere. It was a playoff atmosphere. Both stands were packed. Crowd was into it. A lot of attention on one player, and I don't know if it should be, honestly, right now. The game was about so many other players in that game that played very, very, very well, but the talk is about Walter Nolan. And just being in my position, Ben, you were at the game, so you can speak to this as well, but like being there, seeing the game, me actually analyzing every single play, and then sitting back and just watching social media, it's two different worlds, man. Two different worlds. There's perception, there's reality. And on social media, you would have thought there's pure domination, like Warren Sapp with the Dominican Sue. But that wasn't the case at all. Maryville rushed for 340-plus yards in that football game. 340-plus yards. Walter Nolan exited the game about 3 different times because of injury. I saw him at the end of the game, had a wrap around his pinky, around his arm, around his hand. He needs to continue to get in shape. But remember when Jonathan Combo was like the #1 JUCO player in the country, and there was all this hype. Khalil McKenzie was the #1 defensive tackle in the country, and it's all this hype. This is all this hype. Bro, I'm seeing the same hype. And attention is a drug.
It's addictive.
Attention is a drug. And the reason why I say it's a drug is like, yeah, drugs can be addictive, but drugs can be good for you. Also, drugs can be bad for you. They can be good for you. They can be bad for you. And attention sometimes is not something that you bring upon yourself. It's just sometimes something you just get just because of what you do and who you are. In this case, Walter Nolan, if he didn't have Twitter or didn't have Instagram, he would still get the attention just because he has been crowned the #1 player in the country. Well, if he wants to be the player that he wants to be the next level, he's going to have to block out some of this outside noise. A lot of attention on him. And I'm sitting there like, yo, that center from Maryville, he made some money last night. Grubbs made some money last night. Last name. Already has an Ole Miss offer, but he should be getting some more phone calls because he did a pretty good job holding his own against Walter Nolan. That Maryville offensive line, there's some guys on that offensive line that should be getting some phone calls because 340 yards rushing. That is big time. But Ben, that was the big topic yesterday. When was watching number one player in the country, Walter Nolan, right here from Knoxville. All Tennessee fans at Diamond Clear Media that streamed it, they broke a record again. Last week they broke a record, viewing record last week when Powell played Anderson County. They broke that record last night. So a lot of eyeballs on the game because of Walter Nolan. But just, you were on the field, on the sideline for most of the game. What's your take on the game, man?
No, I had similar thoughts. I do think that Powell's defense overall could make Walter look worse than he is, because I've been to Powell's first 2 games of the season, and I'll be there next week too, because Powell takes on Carnes and Deshaun Bishop, we've talked about him on the show, did a sit down with him before the season started, and he already started the season with a bang, rushing for 274 yards last week. I believe it was against Halls. So Deshaun Bishop is a stud, has a Tennessee offer, and I think the staff really likes him. I think he really likes Tennessee staff. So he goes up against Powell next week. I'll be at that game as well. But through Powell's first 2 games, not a single Powell defender has stood out other than Walter Nolan. And I think you saw that again last night. I mean, you just mentioned it. 300 and what rushing yards?
340 plus.
And you would think that that number wouldn't be so high when you have a guy like Walter Nolan on your side, on your defensive line. But Maryville just did such a good job of running away from Walter. If he lined up on one end of the line, he'd rush the other way, or Maryville would rush the other way. If Walter lined up on the other side of the line, they'd run the football the other way. If he lined up right over the nose, then Maryville would get to the edge as quickly as possible. Because Walter, in my opinion, was getting in the backfield quite a bit. It's just by the time he got in the backfield, the ball was just gone out of the backfield. The ball was no longer in the backfield. Not saying that Walter was just some superstar last night. You saw at times why he is so highly regarded and why people believe he has so much talent. The problem is he's just not in shape. He's not in shape, and he struggles to sustain drives, I guess you could say, at times, and stay on the field throughout drives. And you look at his summer, and you understand why he is out of shape.
How? Why?
Just because he was so busy.
That's no excuse.
Let me finish. You know why he is out of shape. You get why he is out of shape, but you question why football wasn't made more of a priority, or why maybe getting in shape wasn't such a priority. They let the busyness, in my opinion, obviously, they let the busyness of traveling down to IMG and getting back up to Knoxville and selecting a school and not getting into practice until late into August, and visiting so many schools throughout the summer. It feels like that really stunted his growth going into his senior season. Kind of feels like the Henry To'o situation, quite frankly, to where there was more of an effort to make sure that they were set up of where they were going to go to school, rather than focusing on getting better on the football field. I'm not trying to throw the kid under the bus too much, but he is way out of shape, and it hurts him throughout the game quite often, and it's unfortunate because he's too talented to disappear sometimes.
It's not about throwing a kid under the bus. It's about telling the truth, because at some point the truth is going to come out, because the hype. This is what we've seen this before, where like a kid is like unfairly hyped up so much, and the expectations are so big that it's unfair to that young man. And I'm seeing it now with Walter Nolan. Like, the hype is so big, like people are looking at him like he's the second coming of Warren Sapp. And it's not fair to him.
Nope.
Because he ain't there yet. He's
Not
not
close.
he's not in shape. And so it's not throwing the kid on the bus, it's telling the truth, so that way you have some realistic expectations when you're seeing Walter Nolan, and that way there's not this 800-pound gorilla on his back when he goes to school, and people think that he's going to come in and be Ndamukong Suh his freshman year. He has a long way to go. There's no reason for him not to be in shape, but he is. And there was times that he flashed last night where he made a big play in the backfield. Coach Lowe, the Powell head coach, had a plan to move him around. They did. They moved him around. They had him at defensive end. They had him at tackle, so that way Maryville just wouldn't just run away from him every single play. But they moved him around. He was at tackle. He was at defensive end. Maryville ran at him. They also ran away from him. But when you rush for 340 yards, you ain't running away from Walter Nolan the whole entire game. They ran at him. They ran away from him. They did whatever they wanted to do in the running game. But there were some players, man. There were some players on Powell's team outside of Walter Nolan that's going to play at the next level. Powell's offense was potent and dynamic there in the first half until they start beating themselves. But man, it was a good game, man. It was a good game to start the season. Didn't have any cramps. So that was cool.
And surprising.
Yeah, that was surprising. It was hot leading up to kickoff, but once kickoff took place, man, the weather was beautiful. Where I was sitting, the sun was just shining right in our faces. But as soon as the sun went down, I mean, the weather was perfect. So you didn't see many cramps. You didn't see any cramps. Didn't see many injuries at all. The only person that really went down a lot was Walter Nolan. I think one time he went down because he made a great play in the backfield, and it seemed like he got the air knocked out of him a little bit because he popped right back up and was on the sideline for a play, then went back in. On another one, he was out a little bit longer. But yeah, it's about being fair to Walter. He's a dang good player. I wouldn't say number one player in the country today, but he has a lot of potential, and you can't teach size, you can't teach speed, but he got to get in shape, man. To whom is given, much is expected. So he's been given a lot of talent. He's gotten a lot of attention, a lot of hype. He has to go out there and do a little bit more, man. Dominate. When you see a player that's the number one player in the country, you see more domination on the high school football level. Maryville did a good job, for sure. But when I see a guy that's the number one player at his position, number one player in the country, there should be more of an influence in that football game. And it just wasn't. He got to get in shape, but at the same time, you give Maryville credit as well. So I will say, man, Maryville community, my goodness, y'all know how to do high school football right. I was driving in, Ben, and I thought I was like at a mini college. You had people charging money for parking. Like, what?
Yep.
People it's like little tables and stands set up outside the stadium. I mean, it really felt like a mini college football game.
It did. They definitely think high of themselves.
They should, man. They win a lot of championships. They got an awesome program, a lot of resources. The stadium is absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
It's first class out there. So I had a good time, man. Had a good time. Man, look forward to getting out to Maryville again for a high school football game. That's how you do it. And I look forward to when Maryville plays Oakland, two of the better football teams in the state. Maryville's number 2, Oakland's number 1, but Powell was number 1 in the state in 5A. That might change after that game. But 865, 255, 03. Yeah, Walter's gonna get chop blocked. That's just the way it is. That's part of the game. So it's what you expect. It's what you practice on. It's what you work on. So all defensive linemen, you get chop block. Linebackers, you get chop block too. That's part of it. So you got to be able to get off blocks and go make plays. So be interesting to see like how Walter progresses as he continues to work himself into shape. How does he look a month from now? How does he look towards the end of the season when he is, a little bit better shape and it's not so hot outside? But
maybe a little more emphasis on football and not as much recruiting tactics.
It might be time just to focus on football, man. You got 3 schools you're at your eyeing.
Because here's the thing: if he ultimately chooses Tennessee, Rodney Garner's not going to put up with a ton. It's going to be.
He needs Rodney. I was watching the game. He needs Rodney Garner.
Yes, he does, and that family understands how Rodney coaches, so it would not be just a surprise to show up and Rodney's just all up in Walter. And
if Rodney was a coach at Texas A&M or Texas or Georgia or Auburn, I would say the same thing.
Yes.
Walter needs Rodney Garner.
Yes.
Simple as that. Like, Rodney is the type of coach that will take Walter's game to the next level. But I think you're right, man. It's, it needs to be more about football, less about social media. If he wants to be the player that he wants to be, it's time to focus on that. Ain't nothing wrong with having fun, enjoying the process. But man, all these eyeballs are on you, and you don't want to play the game while you're out of shape like that. So you don't want people looking at you going, man, why is he ranked this high? I didn't see that. But that's the advice I would give if they were my family or if they were my best friends. I would give that to that family. Is, man, it's time to get going on football. Nothing else matters right now besides school, football, family, your teammates. 865-255-03. We'll get to the Iris Networks hotline. When we return, stay with us. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. As the weather heats up, so does our market, and from Johnson City to Knoxville, eager buyers are grabbing up many available properties. The chili is hot in East Tennessee, so if you are ready to buy or sell or want to talk more about our local real estate market, I'm just a phone call away. Or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Eight 865-255-03. Let's get to the phones. Excuse me. Let's get to the Brady. Good morning, the Brady.
You know, Swain, Ben, when I opened up the app this morning, of course, I got up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed like normal. I didn't expect, the show to lead off on Walter Nolan, so I had to check myself. You know, ESPN says he is the number one ranked player, and until they say different, he's going to, that's who he is, until they say different. But I think we saw last night a tale of two teams, two different ways of getting to that game. You got Matt Lowe and Powell, and obviously, that team is a baby Fulton Falcon team from Jump Street, and he's a hell of a recruiter, no doubt. And then you got Maryville, who they do that thing grassroots. Now they sprinkle in a little spice here and there, no doubt. Everybody wants to go there. And I really thought that thing would downturn when GQ left. But I got to give props, and I don't even know the guy's name, the head coach. Maybe that's a good thing. That's the Maryville mentality. It's about the Rebels.
Yeah, Derek
about
Hunt.
That team. And there's 7-year-olds that are going to go play cutter ball this week that are going to dream about blocking Walter Nolan and cutting him. That play for the Rebels. And it's that mentality they got. It's a heck of a program. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. I love the drama. And for me, the last night, it just, number one, Swain, it was hard for me not to put the radio on, no offense. But them guys on TV are, that's as good a team with Austin and Mark Packer and Kane on the sideline as an SEC broadcast. I really believe they're talented. They're funny. They know how to keep you involved in the game. They'll tell hot dog stories. They're fans. And watching that game just reminded me that, you know what? I'm an old guy. I'm getting ready to be 51, and I forgot what I was going to say. It's going to happen to you one day, Swain. Ben, it's coming for you too. It's 20 years from now, but it's coming. You ever have one of those moments where you just forgot what the hell you were talking about?
Yeah, man, it happens now.
But I know what it was. It was that young ref, that sideline judge. He blew the fumble. He blew that, and that's when momentum's a heck of a thing in a big game like that. Powell needed it. They needed energy. They needed that bunch of kids that had underdogs spilled on their bellies. It was all emotion for Powell because they knew they had to be. But when that young ref, that sideline judge, was adamant that he was down and it was clear as a bell that it was he was 2.5 feet off the ground when the ball ripped out. That changed the game, man. It was Powell was never the same.
You're right.
After that.
Also, the 2 pass interference calls. I thought those were pretty late flags. Swain obviously had a better view than I. I was in the corner.
No,
but it looked like the defender got there.
Middle?
There were 2 of them that I thought the defender got there
PI.
on time. It
was a PI. Yeah, it was a PI. I mean, you can argue that, whether the ball was catchable or not, but I mean, the receiver clearly was hit by the DB before the ball. It was PI. Now, the fumble that you mentioned, the Brady, man, that was atrocious. Like that, and I said it during the broadcast. I was like, these kids work too hard. These coaches work too hard for the referees to be missing calls like that. Everyone's human. We get it, but that was bad. And for me, the game turned the last drive in the first half of Maryville when Darius Redmond hit the player late out of bounds, and it was a 15-yard penalty. It was 3rd down, and who knows, Maryville probably would have kicked the field goal, punted, whatever. But that 15-yard penalty allowed Maryville to go down. I think Carson Jones had the run on the quarterback draw. They scored before the half, and then they got the ball back in the second half and scored again, and it was a wrap from there. It was over. But it was a penalty for me. That was kind of the turning point in that game. But yeah, that blown fumble call, it was Fortenberry who returned it on the kickoff return.
Good-looking kid.
He fumbled, man. It was clear as day. I went back and watched the replay during halftime. It was bad. So Powell has every reason to be upset at some of those calls, but they got to look at themselves in the mirror and go, hey, man, we beat ourselves too. We play undisciplined at times, had some penalties, and, we're supposed to clean that up from last week, and they didn't clean up all of it. They didn't clean up enough.
I guess that's why I like Powell, kind of as just a youth football, high school football fan. Is they do play a little undisciplined, and they, it's a little bit of a slop game, a slugfest when they get after somebody like Anderson County last week, and I guess that's what intrigued me about the matchup. I mean, it was 2 different sides of the spectrum going. You got your disciplined soldiers, look like stormtroopers at Maryville, and then you got Powell, who's just helter-skelter, and wants to turn it into a one-punch knockout fight, and that's kind of what intrigued me. And I wished it would have turned out different, but at any rate, man, I tell you what, high school football in East Tennessee is you never know what you're going to get week to week. We got some really good teams. I saw Greenville last week. They looked sharp. Of course, Elizabethton's doing their thing. You got Powell.
Who Greenville beat last week?
Pardon?
Who did Greenville beat last week?
Who'd they beat? They beat
Central, right?
Central. Yeah.
Interesting.
So it's an amazing. It's going to be an amazing season. 4A looks very competitive. I'm just fired up, focused, and prepared. I haven't had a wink of sleep since that game last night. That's how tore up I am. And that, you know what? I used to do that back in the 90s, Swain, and Ben, for UT. That passion that I had for UT has dwindled down to these lower levels, and I guess, money has changed things, guys. Hey, but I just want to tell y'all, great show, Ben. I'm proud of you, man. I mean, I busted your chops multiple times, but you're doing your thing and hanging in there. And, of course, Jason Swain, everybody's All-American. Peace.
See you, man.
I appreciate the kind words.
See you.
I feel that that last sentiment, though. I used to, the night before Tennessee's opener, I could not sleep. I was just so excited. And, heck, it wasn't even the night before the opener. It was the entire week of the opener. I could not sleep all week. I remember going to Butch's first game, 2013, Austin P. And, I mean, obviously, Tennessee's going to beat the mess out of Austin Peay, even in Butch's first year, just like Tennessee's going to beat the mess out of Bowling Green, or at least should, in Josh Heupel's first year. But I remember that week. Me and my family drove up for the game from Huntsville, and I just could not sleep all week just because I was so excited for Tennessee football. I was the same way in 2014 for the Sunday night Utah State game and all of the hype Chucky Keaton had generated all summer long.
I remember that.
Yes, and then 15, Bowling Green in Nashville to start the season. I hate it, but it just I'm excited for Tennessee football, but the restlessness and the anticipation, it just doesn't exist for me right now, and it is because of the apathy that has set in over the last 2 years or so. Because I have that feeling about Tennessee basketball, Tennessee baseball. Like I'm ready for Tennessee basketball right now, Tennessee baseball right now. And truly, I don't want to just skim past football season. I am excited for football season, but it's not at the same level that it was a couple of years ago. I'm not the only one, right?
No, I don't think you are. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. And they're justified to feel that way. 100%. Fallstorm says, better be careful, Ben, or Jennifer Moore's going to be all over you.
She already shot me a text. She said, look for a bag of flaming poo on your front door, signed Central Bobcats.
I mean, she does know where you stay.
Unfortunately.
It's hard to root for Maryville while Powell played Rocky Top. Drove 2 hours to watch the game and wasn't disappointed in the atmosphere. Oh, yeah, Powell's fight song is Rocky Top. It's always been that way, though. I saw where, like, I think it was like Chad Simmons from On 3 was like trying to make it a big deal, but it's really not a big deal.
Well, I was standing next to Chad when he realized that the band was playing Rocky Top, and he was speaking with Brent Hubbs, and he thought it was funny. So I think he did that more so as kind of a funny observation rather than trying to make a big deal out of it.
Someone that's not from here,
yes,
that didn't know that Powell played that is going to make a bigger deal out of that than what it really is.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't mean that the players on Powell's team are going to Tennessee either. So 865-255-03. But man, that was a playoff atmosphere for high school football. Number 1 team in the state in 5A versus number 2 team in 6A.
I don't know that they'll be number 1 for much longer.
Nah.
But who do y'all have next week?
We off, man. There's a game on Thursday, Ben.
Oh yeah, there is.
there's a Tennessee game on Thursday. I don't think we'll be doing any rivalry Thursdays when Tennessee is playing. But next week going out to Loudoun.
The week after,
mm-hmm.
The week going into Pitt,
mm-hmm.
The week going into my birthday weekend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I do need some tussing, man. I do need some tussing.
Usually I'm the one in here sniffling. I haven't sneezed in 40 minutes. I don't think I've sneezed in like the last 4 days.
Yeah, the allergies got me yesterday. Being outside hit me like in the third quarter because we were outside last week at Oak Ridge. You know, we were inside, but the window was open. Yesterday we was outside.
Yes, with the sun beating down right on top of you. I did think it's funny. As soon as I walked in, I saw you sitting over there with a towel over your head. I said, "Yep, that's Swain."
Man,
I don't blame you. I've been doing the same thing.
I wish I had a bucket hat, man. I wish I had one of those hats that Rodney Knoll still be wearing when he's out there cutting grass.
That's what I wear when I was wearing the bucket hat yesterday when I was moving.
I need one of those huge bucket hats or one of those straw hats that Big Orange Mac be wearing. That's what I should have had to start the game. But man, when the game started, it was cool. Sun went down, weather was cool, but woo! Right before the game, the sun was leaning.
The only spot that the sun was visible or beating down in the entire stadium was where Swain was.
Man, it was something else. We'll get to the text box. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Be right back.
work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Attaboy here on the Swain Event is brought to you by Iris Networks. 90 days, no payment for business internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com. All right, Ben, what do you have for Attaboy? What can we highlight that's positive?
The Currys, surprisingly. The Golden State Warriors star. Well, it hasn't been a good week for the Curry family. Can't say that I expected them to be on Attaboy by the end of the week.
Man, they're always doing good things, though.
Steph and Aisha. Shout out to Aisha. Golden State Warriors star Stephen Curry is launching an initiative to support Davidson's female athletes. Steph Curry and his wife, Aisha, are collaborating with Davidson College to launch the Curry Family Women's Athletics Initiative, a scholarship endowment focused on elevating women's athletics at the two-time NBA MVP's alma mater. The Currys are contributing an undisclosed amount to start a scholarship fund with hopes of encouraging other donors. The goal is to have an immediate impact on Davidson's more than 200 female athletes. In an Instagram video announcing the initiative, captioned in part, "This one hits home," Curry noted the role women have played in his life, including his two daughters, Riley, who is 9, and Ryan, who is 6. He said that the reason I am who I am today is also because of strong, powerful women who have poured into my life all these years. Now, as the father of 2 girls, I want them to grow up without any boundaries on their futures. The Curry's gift and vision provide an unprecedented push forward for Davidson athletics and our exceptional scholar athletes. Davidson AD Chris Clooney said in a statement, "Beyond Davidson, the Currys are sending an important message about addressing the broad inequity in women's athletics and the importance of unlocking opportunities today and into the future." Curry has made his stance on the discrepancies between men's and women's collegiate sports known over the years, calling out the NCAA for the disparity between the basketball amenities at the NCAA tournament bubbles in March, and writing a Players Tribune piece in 2018 about how the fight for women's equality had grown a little more personal for him as he raised his girls. The Currys also have a 3-year-old son, Cannon. Davidson currently has the equivalent of 26.13 scholarships across its women's teams, with 13 committed to women's basketball, a tally that trails those of its Atlantic 10 competitors. The NCAA maximum for these programs is 105. Curry was obviously a breakout star in 2008 while leading Davidson to the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament, and was then selected by the Warriors in the first round a year later. So shout out to Steph Curry. This is a really cool initiative that he and his wife Aisha are doing.
Yeah, man, those guys are always doing things to add value to other people, man. That's what they do, and this is another example of that. So huge attaboy, had a girl to the Currys. Love Aisha and Steph Curry. They are awesome. So that's a good one right there from you, Ben, for attaboy today.
Well, duh, Mr. Positivity.
Let me hit the text box.
Unless it comes to Dominic Wood Anderson or Central Football.
Jeffy Dean says, "What's up with Velus Jones posting all these PS5 and Xbox for sale?" I don't know. I saw it, but who knows with NIL stuff going on?
I believe his accounts have been hacked, or I have not seen it personally, but I had somebody tell me that it was hacked, and somebody's already been ripped off because of it.
Oh man, I hate that. I hate that, man. I hate that. Them scammers, dude. I remember when I was about to buy my dog, and we saw a scammer that was like, "Hey, here's a Doberman for such and such, and we'll even ship it to you, and and just this is how you pay." And I was like, wait a minute, man. This contract got like grammatical errors and misspellings, and hold on, wait a minute. Hate scammers, man. Hate them. Motown says, assuming Joe Milton wins the QB job, if he throws for 3,000 plus yards and 25 plus touchdowns, how many games do we win? I got to think we win at least 2 more games, 7-5, baby.
If Joe Milton throws for 3,000 yards, Tennessee's winning like 8 or 9 games, because I don't think, I'm trying to get to college football stats real quick, but I don't believe a lot of guys threw for 3,000 yards. I think the guys that did throw for 3,000 yards last year, well, granted, last year's kind of hard to judge because there's only 10 games, but here are the 3 guys that threw for 3,000 yards in the SEC last season: Matt Corral, Kyle Trask, and Mac Jones. But for the sake of a normal season, since that was a 10-gamer, let's go back to 2019. There was only one person in the SEC who threw for over 3,000 yards in 2019. Joe Burrow Let's go to 18. 18 had quite a few guys throw for over 3,000 yards, 6 different players. Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Ta'amu, Drew Lock, Jake Bentley, Kyle Shermer, Kellen Mond. Funny enough, Joe Burrow did not throw for 3,000 yards that year. Last example.
Jake Bentley threw for 3,000?
Yep, 3,171 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. In 2017, there were only 2 guys, Drew Lock, Jarrett Stidham. 16, there were 2 guys, Austin Allen, Drew Lock. 15, there were 4 guys, Jake Coker, Brandon Allen, Dak Prescott, Chad Kelly. 14, there's 4 guys, Bo Wallace, Dak Prescott, Blake Sims, Dylan Thompson. Y'all get the gist.
So when did Jake Bentley throw for those yards? I thought you were going to go all the way back to 1962 or something.
Let's go to 2009. 2009, there's only 1 player who threw for over 3,000 yards.
All right, when did
Ryan Mallett.
When did Jake Bentley throw for those yards?
2010, there are 4 guys, Ryan Mallett, Mike Hartline, Steven Garcia, Aaron Murray. 2017 is when Jake Bentley threw for that was 2,700 yards for Jake Bentley. That year, 2018, 3,171 yards for Jake Bentley.
All right, so to answer the question from Motown Wang here, Milton throwing for 3,000 yards doesn't equate to 7 or 8 wins or 9 wins.
That is true
because South Carolina went 7-6 that year.
That is true.
So it just gives Tennessee a better chance. Doesn't speak anything about the defense. Doesn't speak anything about special teams. So I can't put the weight of Tennessee's record on Joe Milton's shoulders and say, all right, he throws for 3,000 and Tennessee's going to win this amount of games, because we don't know that. What about the interceptions?
That's fair.
So I don't know,
because Matt Corral threw for 3,337 yards last year, and Ole Miss went 5-5.
Yeah, but in regular season they're probably going, win
7 or 8.
Yeah, probably winning 2 or 3 more games because of non-conference.
I agree with what you're saying, 1,000%. But I do think if Joe Milton throws for over 3,000 yards, it's more likely that everything around him is clicking okay.
On offense?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's only 1/3 of the football game.
Yes.
What about special teams and defense?
Well, I think Tennessee's going to be good on special teams. They should be, at least on paper, going into the season. Paxton Brooks is one of the best punters in the country. Velus Jones is the all-time kick returner at USC. Chase McGrath was a Lou Groza Award semifinalist at USC and had a heck of a year at USC. He just wasn't able to stay healthy last year, lost his job. Punt returner, Tennessee has some guys that can make plays at punt returner, in my opinion. So I think they'll be fine on special teams.
But that doesn't speak to special teams, though. That just speaks to, like, a kicker, a punter, a returner. What about the coverage, the depth?
I get it, but all we have to go off of in the preseason, and the fact that Mike Eckler, one of the best special teams coaches in the entire country, is leading the charge, I'm going to assume that Tennessee's going to be good on special teams until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that that depth is going to be an issue like it has been with every other position on the team, and that's going to be, an area that is going to be up and down. That's what I expect.
That's fine. I think they'll be good though. But the main thing for me is, like, the schedule isn't that. It is difficult. It's not as difficult as we have gotten used to following Tennessee over the last decade or so, where it feels like Tennessee had the toughest schedule every single season. It's not that this year. So I'm of the opinion that if Tennessee has a quarterback throw for 3,000 yards this season, that means he's going to have some big games against teams like South Carolina, teams like Ole Miss, which defense is trash. Hopefully Tennessee's defense can be a little bit better in that game and make one more stop than Ole Miss can. Missouri, another toss-up game. Vanderbilt, they're going to win regardless. Tennessee's much more of a factor in the Florida and Kentucky game if they have a quarterback putting up those type of numbers. So I'm going to choose to take the glass half full approach and think that it would lead to 8 or 9 wins possibly.
Yeah,
maybe 9's too far of a stretch, but I definitely think 8.
Yeah, it just doesn't automatically mean that. I mean,
you're right.
I mean, Corey Taval can say I'm being a contrarian, but I'm not about to hype people up on a lie. Like 3,000 yards doesn't equate to winning a bunch of games.
Oh, now you want to quit hyping up Joe Milton. You've been hyping him up like he's the next Tom Brady since.
No, I didn't. I said he's going to be the starter.
You said he was going to win the Heisman.
No, I didn't. I did not. I never said that. Let's see here. If we don't hang 50 on Bowling Green, will you be worried? No, I won't be worried. You can hang 50 on Bowling Green and still go the rest of the season and not play well, or you can put up 38, 42, and beat them 42-0, and still go on and have a pretty good season. I mean, the year we played for the SEC championship, we played UNLV first. I don't think we put up 50 points against UNLV in our first game. So, no, I wouldn't be concerned. Sometimes it work out that way, man. I like beating teams that you play. I like beating them 60 to 70 something. I see like other teams do that. I want to do that, but we don't do that here for some reason. I don't know, man. But 2004 we beat UNLV 42-17, and then went on to beat Florida, went on to beat Alabama, and went on to play in the SEC championship game. So,
what if Tennessee doesn't score 40 against Bowling Green?
Then I'll be like,
Because 50 can be difficult to get to in a cupcake game, just because coaches tend to take the foot off the pedal in the second half.
Yeah, if we don't score 40, I'll be like,
yeah,
why? Because that's 3 touchdowns per half.
Correct. Like Tennessee should be in in that 40 to 50 range, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
If not, then I'll be worried.
Yeah. Brandon B says, have y'all addressed Mauer's post on IG with the caption, just know it wasn't up to me? No, we didn't address it because I don't really give a damn.
And maybe Tennessee did give him an extra kick in the rear end to get him out of here, but it was up to him
the whole time.
Based off of his actions for the past 3 years. His actions over the course of the last 3 years is why the coaching staff, the last staff, and this coaching staff wasn't going to be upset if he left. So, yeah, Brian, you did bring it on yourself.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I didn't bring it up, Brandon B, because hopefully folks will realize that he just be, just saying stuff on social media just to be saying it. But it's always up to the player. It's always up to the player. You control what you do on a daily basis. And if you're not taking care of business, it's only because the person in the mirror is not taking care of business. Simple as that. Ain't the coach's fault. Ain't the other player's fault. It's on you every single day. You are accountable for what you do. You have 24 hours, just like everybody else, to make the best of the situation or not make the best of the situation. And he didn't take care of business, so that's why I didn't pay much attention to the post. Who's next on the phone?
We have Justin in Florida.
Justin in Florida. Oh, man, I'm feeling good now. Justin, good morning.
Swain, come on, man. Don't be like that. The sarcasm, I can hear it through the phone.
No, man, I'm good to go, man. It's good to hear from you.
No, I'm just playing, man. Yeah, but as far as the 3,000 yards passing equating to more wins, I kind of feel like, dude, that's just because you have a lot of yards passing. I mean, it should help. Definitely not going to hurt, but that doesn't necessarily equate to wins, because if you're giving up a bunch of passing yards and defense isn't doing their job, that 3,000 yards could come from what I call garbage time. End of the game, a lot of dump offs underneath, and just trying to get what you can because you're playing from behind. So hopefully who's ever named the quarterback, probably I think it's Milton at this point. Hopefully they can have a good season passing, getting us into the right running plays. I mean, that's the other half of it that I think gets overlooked, is we've got a great stable of running backs, and as much as the passing yards help and is nice, we got to make sure we're running the ball too, because we've got to find a way to sort of help out the defense, because they're going to be on the field a lot, even if we're scoring points. Would you agree with that?
No, I would. I mean, that's why I don't look at 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns as just automatic success, because defensively.
Who's Matt Corral, quarterback for?
Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
And what was their record last year?
All SEC schedule, they were 5-5. Who
Yeah.
knows if they had a regular schedule? They probably would have won 7 or 8 games, depending on that third non-conference game.
Right. That's what I thought. I couldn't remember. I thought it was Ole Miss, but 3,000 yards. I mean,
4-5 going into the bowl game.
Okay. Yeah, I mean and listen, they definitely had a tough schedule. Not gonna say they didn't, but yeah, it just I guess it just depends. Now for the first game, I'm kind of expecting maybe that first quarter to be possibly a little sloppy. I mean, that's the first time these guys have been playing in front of large crowds in a while. Would you agree?
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them come out a little sloppy because it's the first time.
Yeah, like adrenaline getting the better of them, that sort of thing, and that's normal. So, and I expect both teams to be like that. But I'm sure we'll settle down and do what we're supposed to do and handle business.
Yeah, I mean, both teams could come out and score first possession. I mean, Tennessee can go out there and score the first 3 possessions. I don't really know what to expect, just because I haven't seen this staff with these players, and it's a new system offensively. Everything's new defensively. I mean, I don't know what to expect. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the guys come out and be a little sloppy. Circle around the ring like we see with 2 boxers that don't even hit each other to the 3rd round. I mean, we may see that. Or we may see Tennessee jump straight on them. I know I would feel a whole lot better if Tennessee jumps on Bowling Green and it's up multiple scores in the first quarter. I would feel a whole lot better about that.
Yeah, I would too. I'm just saying, with that adrenaline factor.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years since we've had full stadiums and running through the tee. We've got a bunch of new guys. I know Milton's had college experience, but a lot of the other guys, just want to see them play within themselves and, just do what they got to do. Got to end on the one last thing. I mean, we finally have college football this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a very, very good weekend. So hope everyone enjoys it. Talk to you guys soon.
Very, very good weekend. Like Justin may know something. You hear that, Ben?
I did.
What Justin talking about? Very, very good weekend. Oh, man. NC Vol, Swain, how do you and Ben think the play caller will go down? Seems like these guys all know each other very well on offense. You mean as far as who's calling the plays? I think no one wants to talk about it, that's for sure. No one wants to identify who's calling the plays. I don't think it matters. These guys have been together for so long. It doesn't really matter who calls the plays. Seems like coach knows what Heupel's thinking and wants to see, wants to do, and vice versa. 865-255-03. Hour 2 continues after this.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. We do get football this week. Justin said it. We get football this week. I think that's what he meant. He's just happy that we get football. It's been a long time. Been a long time. CC on the text box says, has T. Hodge been injured? Haven't heard his name mentioned during camp. Seems like he should transition to another position or go to the transfer portal. Goodness gracious, CC trying to kick folks out of here. I did see T. Hodge walking outside the stadium last night. So he was at the game. I mean, of course he's at the game. He's a Maryville alum. But he has been injured at the start of his career. Doesn't seem to be injured right now. But, yeah, injuries were a thing for him. And he is an interesting player. He's nowhere to be found on the 3-deep at running back, entering his second season as a volunteer. I think once you start approaching your third season, if you're not playing in one position, maybe time to look at a different position. So we'll see what happens, though, with T. Hodge. I know being a Tennessee Volunteer means a lot to him and his family, and he's a Maryville product playing at Tennessee. So will he just be happy being on the team and, being close to home and being on scholarship, or will he try to move to another position or, go to another school if he wants more playing time?
I don't see him contributing anytime soon, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sometimes that's just the way it be, the way it is. I wonder if he's going to be okay with that and say, hey, I'm home, free education.
Life is good.
I'm good. Or is he truly going to try to pursue some playing time somewhere else? I don't know. We'll see. I've had guys on my team that was just cool when they were. I got a scholarship. Life is good. I'm comfortable. I'm working hard in practice. I don't get in trouble. I don't want to transfer. You also have guys that, hey, I want to play. And then they decide to go somewhere else. I don't know what that looks like for T Hodge. 865-255-03. Corrington Voss says, Swain, could you tell us a cool story about the feeling of running through the tee and getting ready during pregame? I'm probably the wrong person to ask that because it's a very cool moment. Like, it's nothing that beats running through the power tee. But, like, in that moment, I'm not thinking about anything else besides the game and doing my job. So you can't let the emotions overwhelm you and get the best of you. But there's nothing like running through the power tee, especially the night game. So I don't have any story that's different than any other time I run through the tee. I think all of them are kind of the same. Your adrenaline gets flowing. You burst out the tee. It's time to play football. I can't think of one time that stands out over the other. Now, my senior year, I didn't get a chance to run through the tee like that because I was, doing a coin toss in some of the games. So that's a double-edged sword about being a captain or being the guy that does the coin tosses. You don't get a chance to run through the tee, man. I don't know which one I would have preferred. Doing a coin toss or running through the tee. It's pretty cool to be being that captain, but man, nothing beats running through that tee. Sparky Vol says things are looking good for us to pick up a basketball commit today.
Yep, Zakai Ziegler, a point guard from up north. I wonder if Volstorm will be okay with taking a.
He's from like New York area, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. The Bronx. I bet he's a Yankees fan.
I bet he's a Yankees fan.
I wonder if Volstorm is okay with allowing a Yankee to play basketball for the Vols since he just hates the Yankees so much. I didn't say hates the Yankees, hates Yankees so much. But yes, it does. Tennessee is getting Zakai Ziegler. I mean, the cat's out of the bag. He's already in the student directory. He was originally a 2022 recruit who is reclassifying to the 2021 class. So he's going to make some formal announcement today, but the cat's already out of the bag because he's already in the student directory, already enrolled, and he'll arrive, I believe, next week. So
Didn't that happen with Monty Bates? Didn't he already had a Memphis email before he made his announcement?
Yes, that did happen. Also, Memphis fans been in my mentions the last couple of days.
You asked for it.
I don't care, man. I obviously I threw shade with my tweet, but like it wasn't. I just thought it was funny. Like, truly, genuinely, I think it's funny. Yes, that Tennessee had this James Wiseman situation, and then a year and a half later, the James Wiseman situation hasn't even concluded. They go out, Memphis does, and get Larry Brown, who has been caught for cheating everywhere he has been. Penny's been caught for cheating everywhere he has been, including a year and a half ago with the whole James Wiseman situation. He hasn't played in a single NCAA tournament game. He hasn't produced a single NBA draft pick. I'm not giving him credit for James Wiseman when he ran James Wiseman out of the Memphis program after paying for him to get to Memphis. Yet they have Jalen Duren and Amani Bates, the #1 overall recruiting class. How is that not funny?
Man, Memphis is a great town. The town recruited these players.
Yeah, but I tweeted, man, Penny sure is killing it on the recruiting trail right now. The #4 and #5 players in the country must be all of that NCAA tournament success and all of the players he's developed and put in the league. ... Memphis fans did not like that tweet.
What'd they say?
Somebody said that Penny was living rent-free in my head. Somebody told me, tell me more about how Rick Barnes is known as an NCAA tourney legend, which had nothing to do with my tweet, which just proves that I'm right. Somebody quote tweeted it and sent me a photo of the final score of the last Tennessee-Memphis game.
Which has nothing to do with the point. Like, I'm still waiting on someone to reply with something to do with the point. Like the whole, you living rent-free.
Somebody posted a photo of...
the kid just committed to Memphis. So, yeah, I just had the thought.
It's national news. Like, he committed to Memphis 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, so I like it when the point is made and to try to come back, it's a point that has nothing to do with the original statement at all. Like pointing out Memphis, game against Tennessee and Memphis beating Tennessee. Like, yeah, that happened. Still,
there was a Tennessee fan also in my mentions that threw shade at Barnes. Beaver Creek Bass, which I do believe listens to the show. He said, speaking of NCAA tournament success, is Barnes ever going to have some at Tennessee?
He needs to have more, but still more than Penny.
Correct. He does need to have more, but he's had success. He's had NCAA tournament
success. It's still more than Penny, which is the point of your tweet.
And he's made a Sweet 16, which has that happened a ton at Tennessee?
No, it hasn't happened at all.
So, yeah, Memphis fans did not
when
like
Bruce
that
was here.
Somebody said, "LOL, mad." I can't wait to beat the absolute ish out of UT December 18th.
I love it. I love the rivalry, man.
The salt is so clear. LOL. Pretty evident that kids want to play for a NBA legend and legendary coaching staff in a large city where they play in an NBA arena with massive NIL opportunities with FedEx.
I mean, that is right.
We can be pissed as Vol fans with more sophisticated takes.
Oh, man.
But that's not even right. Why is Kennedy Chandler at Tennessee? Why did Jaden Springer come to Tennessee?
Hey, man, they wanted to
Do you want to drop the mic for me, or do you want me to drop the mic?
You can drop it, man.
The culture is better at Tennessee.
That's why. That's for those two guys.
So all you Memphis bums, Memphis basketball bums,
for those,
Vol Nation.
For those two guys, it was better.
For
other guys, Memphis is better for them. It's all about, personal preference. What?
Where's Kennedy Chandler from?
He's from Memphis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about personal preference. So,
but back to the original comment about basketball. Yes, it does appear that Zakai Ziegler from the Bronx, who Volstorm already hates because he's a Yankee, it looks like he will make a formal announcement that he is going to come play for Tennessee. And it's
surprise.
It's a pretty cool story.
What?
If you listen to the Tuesday VolQuest podcast, you heard Rob Lewis explain how he has come upon Tennessee's radar, because the Stargazers aren't going to be a fan of this one, but they were in South Carolina at Peach Jam, which for those who do not know, Peach Jam is like the massive AAU basketball tournament where every coach in America shows up, and Tennessee was there to see Brandon Miller, who is from Antioch, 5-star, top 10 player in the country. Tennessee was stalking him, and this Ziegler kid was taking it to Brandon Miller and Brandon Miller's team, and just kind of stood out and have had great dialogue with him over the last couple of months. So Kai Ziegler is an interesting pickup, and what I like about it is that he's not a one and done, because you have Kennedy Chandler, and now you can kind of stagger these kids, because you need a good mix. I think Coach Cal in Kentucky learned this the hard way. You need a mix of the one and dones and the veterans. Heck, Tennessee learned that last year.
You need nucleus, man. Can't have a brand new roster every single year.
Yep. You want a nucleus, like an Admiral and a Grant type of nucleus with Bowden and Lamonte and Kyle. Now, Tennessee struck gold. That feels like more of a anomaly than a regular occurrence, but that is the goal, to have that type of nucleus over the course of 2, 3, 4 years, and then you sprinkle in the one and done type of players with that nucleus.
Volstorm said, "Who cares? It's football season." All right, we're going to see here around October if you feel that way. Tennessee playing these hard SEC schools. We'll see where the energy is then, Fall Storm. If you want to talk about basketball, if you want to talk about football. Joe in Nashville says it's already come out that Memphis has struck up a deal with FedEx to pay him what he would have made if he had played in the NBA G League game if he came there. They could be already getting in trouble for violating the NIL. I mean, there's no rules.
No. Memphis is going to take care of him. FedEx and Memphis has a lot of business opportunities there in the city of Memphis, and I expect them to take full advantage of it yet. But for Rivers 1652, it's not even close to basketball season, which isn't entirely true. But us play football and talk about football. So for Rivers 1652 and for Volstorm, since they want to talk about football, let's talk about the receiver, Alec Aumainer, who is committing today and isn't going to be picking Tennessee. So y'all want to talk about that instead, since y'all want to talk about football,
Stanford, right?
and football recruiting. Y'all want to talk about the receiver that Tennessee is about to miss out on?
Well, Tennessee got the kid from Arkansas.
Yes, and they are very, very high on him. I'll be curious to see how that one works out, because he wasn't a take everywhere, because some schools did not feel like he ran well enough. And we were talking about Chase Nimrod, the 3-star receiver from Arkansas, that I guess it was about a month ago, in which he committed. But some schools that he had offers from weren't going to take him because they did not feel he ran well enough. Well, Nimrod came to Knoxville, worked out personally for Tennessee's coaching staff, and Tennessee's coaches felt comfortable with his ability to run. Not that he's a blazer. He's no Squirrel White. That is for sure. But felt like he ran well enough. And he has all the other unteachable traits: big, physical, athletic receiver. Can't teach size, that can kind of move around the way that he does. Pretty versatile receiver, can play inside, can play outside. And kind of the speed was the big question mark with him. And Tennessee felt comfortable with how he ran. So I'll be curious to see how that one plays off over the next 3 to 4 years, to see if who was right, quite frankly.
Yeah, his film is okay. I think that's why Tennessee wanted to see him in person.
That makes us feel good.
No, listen, his film is okay. It's why Tennessee wanted to see him in person, and they felt good enough when they saw him in person. There's a lot of people on this roster that got offers because they came here. Javonte Spraggins' film was okay. They brought him in, and he proved what he could do, and that's why he's here. So, yeah, sometimes the film can be misleading based on your competition. So you bring someone here, you work them out personally, and you get a better understanding of how they can play at this level. So, yeah, I mean, this film is okay. Let's get to the phones. Who we got?
That is a good question. Oh, we have Big Orange Mac.
Oh, Big Orange Mac, good morning.
Sorry, I got distracted by my Memphis hate.
Memphis all day, number Memphis.
What up, man?
Jay Swizzle, good morning, BJ. What up, man? Man, I seen my boy Jay Swizzle cooking like hot fish grease yesterday in that picture. Man, look, y'all know I love hot weather, but I knew my brother was cooking.
It wasn't hot like that. It was just the sun was in my eyes. I couldn't see. But once the game got started, like the sun was down, it was all good. So yeah,
it's getting a little darker a little earlier.
Man, the sun was literally in our face. So that's why that picture looked like that. But no, man, I was good. I wasn't like sweating or anything like crazy. Now I'm a sweater, and I don't like the hot weather, but it wasn't that bad, honestly. It was just the sun.
Yeah, I want to. Y'all earlier this morning, y'all talking about having apathy. I've mentioned before. When I was growing up, when I woke up on Saturday morning, I knew Tennessee was going to win. Wasn't no doubt in my mind. I didn't even question it. And it was a gut punch if they did lose. now in the last 6 or 7 years, when I wake up on Saturday morning, I dread football season. It's like your mama told you your daddy's gonna whip your ass when you get home, and you dread. You're just sitting around waiting all day for him to get home, and that's what it feels like to me, waiting on football season. It's like I'm dreading for it to get here because I know it's just finna be ugly. And Lord have mercy. It's I've never felt that way before in my life, and it's just, oh Lord, I don't. But one more thing before I jump off here, I heard Sonya Curry staying somewhere in East Tennessee now. If y'all see her roaming around the hills up in there somewhere, tell her come holler at your boy.
She already got somebody, Big Orange Mac.
It don't matter. I mean, if she wasn't faithful today, what makes you think she's gonna be faithful for this cat? All I got to do is put this twang on her.
Boy, stop.
And I put this old country twang on her. She be right over here in Middle Tennessee. Shoot, over here, old Mac Daddy.
Matt, when I saw you the other night on Tuesday, and I introduced you to my wife, we were walking away, and she goes, "Does he really talk like that?" I said, "Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it?"
Yes, I really do. It blows people's mind. One of my favorite things to do, like if a customer called me and I got to go to their house and take a look at their sewer service or something, and they talk to me on the phone, and when I knock on the door, they was expecting Bubba, but I show up, and it's like, they're like, who are you? You just talked to me on the phone like 15 minutes ago.
Does he really talk that way?
Does he really talk like that? I said, yes, it's glorious, isn't it? You definitely, your face definitely does not match your voice, at least in my opinion. If somebody saw you walking down the street, I don't think that they would pair your voice with how you look.
No, they really don't.
What the folks at Magic City think?
Mac wasn't talking. He was spending.
I was spending dollar bills, y'all.
Talking. That's not the place for conversation.
Oh man, what a night, man. Whoo. Gentlemen, I'm gonna get off here. Y'all have a great day and go Big Orange.
Mac was afraid he's gonna say something crazy.
He said, "Let me get off of here.
Let me get up out of here.
Let me get out of here."
QC Writing says, "So is Charlie in that Dish Network money doing anything with NIL?" Not that I know of. Never heard anything about Charlie Ergen and Dish Network doing anything with the NIL. 865-255-03. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks. Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Neil Mafia says, put up a poll. Who's more country, Big Orange Mac or Randy Moss?
Big Orange Mac.
Man, that's a good one. That is a good one. Whew, that is a good one. Wow. Neil Mafia, that is a question right there. Of course, Hunsucker's going to set us straight. Set me straight. I'm talking about the NIL. Schools can't technically set up deals. They can't set it up. That's the only rule right now that we've seen. And so if Penny and Memphis did that, then you can't do that. But how are you going to prove it? How are you going to prove it? Unless you get text messages or something like that. So many loopholes to get around the rule. We know Memphis ain't going to do anything with that talent anyways. I mean, it's just true.
Yeah, in my head, I wanted to include this in the tweet, but I didn't want to really have folks coming after me in my mentions. Not that I really said anything wrong or bad in the first place. But because we know why. Like, yeah, sure. Amani Bates will have plenty of NIL opportunities, but we know why he chose Memphis. Let's not try to pretend he chose Memphis just because of the NIL opportunities. It extends past that. There's no way that this dude was committed to Michigan State for a long time, considered strongly the professional avenues such as the G League team, G League Elite, and all the other ones. Let's not pretend like he just going to Memphis just because of the NIL opportunities. But I wanted to include this in my tweet because I had this thought, pretty much what you just said. At which point in the season are things going to blow up? Because there was all this same hype with James Wiseman and Lester Quinones and the little point guard that's already transferred. Oh, what was the dude's name? He committed to Memphis over Duke and lasted one season. I forget his name. It all blew up before the season even started. So it'll blow up at some point, and I look forward to it.
When Coach Kyle and Coach K, when they get multiple 5 stars and 4 stars, like they do something with it. Penny has, he has not done anything with them yet. So, Cisse? You talking about Cisse?
Oh, that was Musa Cisse. He's the big man I forget the kid's name.
But anyways.
Cisse played for them this past season. The kid transferred before this past season.
Okay. Anyways, CJ Vol says y'all ain't never heard me talk, obviously. So let's CJ Vol, you call in and see how country you are. We'll put you in the poll with Big Orange Mac and Randy Moss. Who sounds more country? Oklahoma from the other. McKee says Oklahoma now only has 2 scholarship players at running back. Gray is going to win the Heisman, isn't he? If anybody wins the Heisman for Oklahoma, it's going to be the quarterback.
It sure does feel like that'd be Tennessee luck. And I was thinking of Boogie Ellis, who is now at USC.
Gotcha.
That would be Tennessee luck, though, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Eric Gray transfers. Everybody talking about the quarterback, Spencer Rattler, and then, bam, Eric Gray wins the Heisman.
Yeah, it's going to be Spencer if anybody runs it for Oklahoma. Shoefish86 says, I need to see Tennessee score 14 and 21 points in the first quarter alone. We know Bama would against Bowling Green. Huh? I don't think you should be comparing yourself to Alabama right now.
No, but I get the mindset.
Comparing yourself to Alabama?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shouldn't you have the same mindset as Alabama?
Yeah, okay. 865-255-03. Leo from Hart Valley says Memphis got beat by LeBron's favorite target for yelling at Mario Chalmers. Can we stop talking about Memphis now? Mario freaking Chalmers. Okay.
That was random.
Yeah. If Harrison Bailey is a third quarterback this year, do you think he would transfer with Taven Jackson coming in next year? From Danny B. I don't know. I don't think Harrison Bailey is the future of Tennessee at quarterback. Yeah, I could be proven wrong if Milton goes out there and doesn't play well. And Harrison comes in and saves the day. That can happen. Josh Dobbs wasn't picked. It was 2 of the quarterbacks that was picked in front of him before he came in, saved the day, and never gave up the job. So that could happen. I just don't think it will. Taven is physically, I think, a little bit more gifted than Harrison. But I don't know. I don't know if Harrison is a third and if Hendon is number 2. Who's to say that Hendon won't leave? And then by default, Harrison will be number 2. Who knows? So I don't know. Harrison strikes me as a guy that wouldn't leave, in the middle of football season. He's someone that would strike me as someone that would wait till the season's over, maybe finish out the school year during the spring, something like that.
Interesting that you have that perspective because I kind of flip-flop. I feel that way about Hooker because you go to practice or you watch the clips that media members put out or clips that the team puts out, and Hendon Hooker's always kind of the guy in the middle trying to rally the troops before practice starts. Very, very vocal and seems all about his teammates, and obviously that doesn't 1,000% guarantee that he wouldn't do it, but I don't know. I'd kind of be surprised if he did pull the play only 4 games and leave or transfer even before the season starts. It would surprise me. Honestly, I think Harrison would be more likely to do it based off his daddy's tweet last year.
That's because he was, he was a Pruitt fan.
I mean, I get it. They signed with Pruitt, but I mean, if you're willing to say that on social media in the midst of everything going on, what else are you willing to do?
You need to have options to be able to make moves, and I don't know how many options, how much options Harrison Bailey and company they really have. I don't know, but I just feel like, unless you are trying to preserve that year, that scholarship year, then, why quit in the middle of the season? I hate that the game is like that, but I understand if like you're trying to preserve that year, so you play 4 games and then you don't play anymore, and you shove yourself. I get that 100%, but no, just Harrison seems
the backup quarterback to transfer, whether it's Harrison Bailey or Hendon Hooker, whoever's the number 2 quarterback. It doesn't make sense to me for them to transfer just because you're a play away from playing the rest of the season. You are an injury away from being the guy. And, I mean, heck, last year Joe Milton got hurt. Had the ligament injury in his thumb and his hand, and that slowed him down. So who knows what – I mean, God forbid Joe Milton gets hurt on the first play of the game against Bowling Green. Then all of a sudden, yes, knock on wood, all the wood. We're going to get your dog going here in a minute.
Lunch table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to the lunch table in middle school. But I don't know. QB2, like Joey Gatewood, he wasn't even QB2. He was QB3 at Kentucky when he lost the starting quarterback battle. The reason he was talked about as if he were QB2 is because he's a big name. Transfer from Auburn to Kentucky. But Bo Allen beat him out. And Joey Gatewood was the 3rd quarterback. Bo Allen didn't transfer because Bo Allen knows he's a play away from playing. So if I'm Harrison Bailey or Hendon Hooker and I'm number 2 going into the game, which if you're Josh Heupel, do you tell them who is number 2?
Man,
because I can
those conversations.
I know I can understand being the 3rd quarterback and transferring, or the 4th quarterback and saying, okay, let me get up out of here. But number 2, you're a play away from playing, being the guy.
Wow. Somebody's going to be told that they are the 3rd quarterback. What is the reaction going to be?
I wouldn't tell them unless they asked.
You got to tell them.
No, you don't. You tell both of them that they need to be ready to come in. Do you have to tell them who is number 2, who is number 3 going into the game?
So you
tell them both to be ready.
So the second string would be like on the depth
yes,
chart?
It'd be Joe Milton and then Hendon Hooker or Harrison Bailey.
And then they'll just find out whenever you tell them to go in?
Yeah.
Ooh,
now, where it'll get interesting, since you start with Bowling Green, is if Tennessee handles business the way that it should, and it's a blowout midway through the 3rd quarter, and there's no need to continue to play Joe Milton, especially with a crucial game against Pittsburgh a week later, that's when it gets interesting, because who's going in to play quarterback? You can put Jimmy Callaway back there, the Wildcat, or Jimmy Holiday, just to avoid playing one of them.
That's gonna get interesting real quick. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go back to the phones. 865-255-03. Let's get to Jason. Great name, Jason. Good morning.
What's going on, my brother?
What's up?
Man, you got a friend in Austin Price, man. The way he introduced you on television last night, he was like NFL legend, Tennessee ball. I got hyped up with him. I was like indoor pool, outdoor pool. I said, Jason,
legend.
Money.
I don't know about all that, but I appreciate it from Austin. I didn't, obviously I didn't see or hear the TV broadcast. I was right next to those guys doing the radio side of it. So thanks, Austin.
Yeah, man. Giving you your credit, man. So let me ask you a question, man. I'm leave it up to you. Even though defensive being the man, I'm gonna get with him in a second. I want to know who you think the 2 starting linebackers will be first.
No, that's easy.
Well, that's Juwan Mitchell and probably Jeremy Banks. I think Aaron Beasley is going to play a good bit.
All right. And Ben, who's going to win the division out of them Steelers, them Browns, and them Ravens?
I think it'll be the Browns or the Ravens, unfortunately. I don't think the Steelers are in a good spot along the offensive line. And when I hear offensive line issues or defensive line issues in preseason, that I run away from that team in terms of predicting them to do anything of significance. So the Steelers' offensive line scares me, and I think it's going to be their demise.
Okay, Jason, Andy Dalton, Fields. How you feel? Because they said Andy Dalton gonna be starting. How you feel about that?
I feel like Andy Dalton is the right pick for right now to bridge the changeover, handing over the franchise to Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is the future. I think he's going to play this year. And I'm okay with Andy Dalton starting off as a starter right now.
Okay, and just to let you and Ben know, y'all scared me. I was going to the Alabama game away, and I was going to the Florida game away, but I changed it. I'm gonna be going to Kentucky, Missouri away. So
Smart man.
Even if we lose, I'm blaming y'all, and if we win down there in Florida, I'm gonna blame y'all.
That's fair.
If we win, you're going to blame us, excuse me.
Because we talked him out of going.
I mean, hey, if you want to go down there, you can.
Yeah, go down to the swamp.
Why don't y'all come with me?
I'll be there.
I don't want to get arrested.
I was gonna say we can rent a van. We can bring DR Ball. We can bring the whole Swain Event team. We can go down there.
I don't want to get arrested.
Yeah, you say DR Vol and I'm out.
I know me, and I know the first time somebody talking crazy or somebody spill a drink on me or spit on me, I've heard stories down there about stuff like that.
Yeah, but you're a big old black dude. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you.
Man, no, man.
And
what, Jason, how much you weigh right now?
I don't know, man. The scale says to be continued.
I'm 6 foot and I'm 230. And every time South Carolina would score, because I like to go on the road game, somebody would always touch me on the back, like, I don't hear you screaming now, talk now. And so you're going to have to deal with a little bit of that if you're close to the student section and stuff
I'm not going to Alabama game or Florida game until we're a little bit better and we have a real chance of winning. That's
you
what
have
I go.
to at least once in your life.
I don't have to do anything.
Yes, you do. If you are a true Tennessee fan, if you are a true Tennessee fan, you will take in a road game in one of Tennessee's marquee rivalry games. If you are a true Tennessee fan, SEC fan, and college football fan.
Well, Ben, God willing, I'm going to try to go to every SEC stadium. I know Jason has been to a lot of them playing, but it's a little bit different, man. Y'all got to go in the stands, not in the box, not in the luxury box, because Jason got all that money.
With the
presidents. You got to be like 10 rows up, ingratiating himself with the people, man.
When is that going to get old? Is that going to get old anytime soon?
Nope.
Golly. Chris Lowe got this stuff started. It's so old and out.
I mean, Chris Lowe started it, but you've really poured gasoline on the fire by announcing to the good folks on the show that, I was sitting up in the press box with Peyton Manning and the chancellor during the spring game or whoever you were sitting with.
I never said that.
I was with Al Wilson during the.
That never happened.
I'll be sitting up in the box.
That's never happened.
Word for word.
Hey, Ben, the next time I go to Daddy and Barbecue, I'm going to be like, yeah, Mr. Swain, that's my cousin. I know my meal will be free. I'm going to get with y'all boys.
No, it might be double. Don't do that. K-Town Daddy says, is that Jay-Z on the phone? You sound like Jay-Z, Jay. Oh, man. Y'all are weird.
You want to answer Air Force Vol's question?
Who's been the most disappointing player this fall? Jeez.
Who do we want to throw under the bus this morning?
Most disappointing player in the fall.
The first name that came to mind.
I'll say Brown Maurer because he's not here anymore. It don't matter.
But he didn't disappoint me because that's what I expected from him.
I don't like this question, man.
I don't either. I'm gonna reword the question and say that the guy that I thought would be further along. There's really, I don't know.
Which is the same thing as saying that you're disappointed.
I thought Elijah Simmons would be in a different spot than he is.
That's a fair one. That's fair.
I thought he would be talked about more as a definitive contributor, but instead he's a question mark.
That's fair. That's fair.
That was the first name that came to mind.
What's the second one?
Amari Thomas. He kind of fits that same mold for me. But I do think Amari Thomas is going to play and contribute. I'm sure for many people listening, it's Harrison Bailey.
Well, I think that's tied into expectations too. I mean,
Yes,
maybe
yes.
your expectations are a little unrealistic.
For who?
I don't know. Clint says Harrison Bailey. See, Clint's. See, mine is not Harrison Bailey because I expected what's going on. I expected him to be third. Like I expected it, so I'm that's he is not my most disappointing. For Matthew, he says Romel Keaton.
He's about where I thought he would be.
Yeah, so I think Elijah Simmons is a good one just because you thought by his third year in the program that he would be starter.
Now, I have a position group. D-Beckwith is probably a good one as well. He's probably the offensive version of Elijah Simmons.
I think inflated expectations has a lot to do with that.
Yes.
People see the size, and they just automatically assume that he should be playing more, and the fact that he's not, you think, he's the most disappointing, which I don't, I think this is just a testament to how great Jabari Small has been and Tyon Evans. But who's your position group?
Yes, I think.
Are we doing this 0-0, not even played a game yet?
Yeah, but this is about this fall, is what Air Force Vol said. So this fall camp is what I assume he means. But unit fits this better question for me personally than individual player, and that is the offensive line. I'm concerned about the offensive line. Alex Golish got up at the podium and said that he felt this week, in fact, I think it was, I don't know, it was someday this week, Wednesday maybe, got up and said that, it was Wednesday, got up and said that the offensive line he felt good about and that they had good depth. I am not buying that one bit at all because I don't see the depth. We talked about that last week or earlier this week. I mean, it's just a hodgepodge behind the starting five. Dane Davis is your sixth guy. But after that, I mean, it's just it's my opinion that the cupboard is very bare after your starting five and kind of past Dane Davis. And even the starting five, I don't know that it's been necessarily a strength throughout fall camp or maybe where I anticipated them being throughout fall camp. I thought their starting five would and has the chance to be pretty solid, and I don't know that they've been solid throughout fall camp.
Yeah. Oh, boy. We gonna see. That's one thing about all the positivity that we've heard from the coaches, and which, listen, you totally understand. You want to lift your players up as much as possible, but the truth is going to come out once you play on Saturdays. It may not come out next Thursday, but it's going to come out sooner or later about who's good and who's not. I had a comment about a question about Dish Network and Charlie Ergen being involved with Tennessee NIL, and I was like, no, Bub. And QC Rotten says money must be tight with people cutting the cord from cable. I mean, I don't have cable, so I stream everything here. I got YouTube TV. But I got a satellite outside. I just ain't took it off the roof yet. You just never know what might happen. Never know. It may go back one day. Never know. 865-255-03. See, Air Force Vol started something. So now everyone is listing players that they're disappointed in. Oh, man. Last night, Powell Maryville, the world got a chance to see Walter Nolan, number one player in the country. I will say that one hit on the running back. Ooh, woo.
Mm-hmm. He makes plays from time to time. He's just, there's no level of consistency because he's not in shape.
I was thinking this on the way home, and I had to drive home. 35 minutes. Yours was a little bit longer.
Yeah, thanks.
Unless you went the back way.
No, because
I
had to drop my cousin off.
Oh, at campus?
Mm-hmm.
So, it was a ride. So I was thinking on the way home is, like, I remember when guys like Robert Kimdichie and Dorian Green Beckham. What's my man? Went to South Carolina. First
Receiver?
overall pick. No.
Oh, Clowney?
Jadeveon Clowney. Like, those guys were listed as number one player overall. And, like, when you watched him play, he was like, oh, yeah. That's the number one player in the country. And I'll just be honest, I didn't feel that way yesterday. Didn't see that.
Well, that's good because at Rivals, Nolan is the number 2 overall player in the country.
Who's number 1 in Rivals?
I don't know.
How you don't know, man?
Because Tennessee has no chance of getting that person.
You missed the Rivals. Who's number 1 player?
That's Austin Price. I'm the assistant to Austin Price.
Then maybe Walter will work into that, but I just, right now, I just feel like, and I always gotta preface my statements because I think
Travis Hunter, an athlete from Sewanee, Georgia,
going to Florida State,
is going to Florida State.
Oh yeah, that dude's a freak.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See the one that decommitted from Georgia during the summer and flipped it to FSU?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I just know that dude is special.
Number 1 overall player special?
Yeah, like he I've heard some good stuff about him. Anyways, so I always got to preface my statements when I'm talking about high school football in Tennessee because, like, it's good, but it's not on the same level as some of the other states. And I know people are in this bubble here and they think theirs are the best, and it's just not. Also got to preface my statements when I talk about Maryville because Maryville is great. Maryville is a juggernaut inside of the state. But I remember when George Quills was here, and I directly asked him, hey, Coach, what about going and playing some of these other teams that's in Georgia or Kentucky, like some of the other top teams like Trinity in Kentucky, or going down and playing, Hoover in Alabama, or playing Thompson in Alabama, or going down and playing St. Thomas and Aquinas in Florida. And George was like, nah, we ain't about that life. And so you just got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Like, Maryville is dominant here, really good here, but when you pair them against some of the other top programs in the Southeast, if they play the game, I don't think it would be pretty. Our guy Volin Birmingham asked a question about high school football, comparing Maryville's program to some of the other programs in the Southeast, and if I would not compare them to Hoover, but like
in North Alabama, I think I'd compare them to like a Huntsville, like in a good way or bad way. Huntsville puts out like D1 players often.
No, Maryville's like reminds me like a Clay Chalkville or like Maryville. In we had a caller earlier today. You have 7-year-olds that they can't wait to grow up and play for Maryville. Like, there's a system, and that system is implemented at the little league level. So places like Clay Chalkville down in, by the Birmingham area, where there's one program, and it's little league to high school, and you're all doing the same thing. Huntsville, there's no Huntsville City schools that operate like Maryville.
I don't know, man.
At all. But like, Hoover's a juggernaut, Thompson's a juggernaut, but the talent is not the same. How serious they take the football program is the same though. Like, it's its own little small college.
That you can't mimic anywhere.
Yeah, it's like this own small little world. That's the comparison there. You look at Maryville and like you can take Maryville and put them in like Texas and they would fit in with like the culture, but as far as like the quality of competition and talent, no, it's not the same. Like, it's really not the same. That's why you don't see Maryville playing on ESPN against other top programs because like I don't think they would do a great job. But here in Tennessee, like they're great. They're freaking amazing. I mean, I haven't seen anything like it. Like, I watched it up close and personal. Like it's like a machine. It's unreal. Hour 3 coming up.
Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Let's get to our guy Jay on the Iris Networks hotline, 865-255-03. Jay, good morning.
Swain, good morning. Did you get to see the big red machine last night or what?
I saw it, man. I saw it. I saw the precision.
I didn't think they beat him down like that.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be that bad too, but man, I saw Merrill come out in a little funky formation. Had the offensive lineman faking like he's getting a pass and then shooting someone straight down the middle, wide open, had Powell all confused. And I knew that we would see some of that at some point because that's a George Curl special, and Derek Hunt learned from the best. But I was looking for a trick play or aggressive play on fourth down, and there it was. That was for a touchdown. So, yeah, I was a little surprised that it became lopsided the way it was there in the second half. But momentum is a real thing, and Powell had it in the first quarter. I mean, they basically had a 17, 18-play drive, man. It took off all of the clock in the first quarter and went down and kicked the field goal, and I knew that wasn't going to be enough. But, man, kudos to Maryville for getting it done. They did get some help from the refs. I ain't gonna forget that. It's the truth. Refs didn't do their best job, but, man.
It was like refs in an Alabama game.
Yeah.
It was the high school equivalent.
Well, you know, Powell's got some good-looking athletes on that team, and I went with my old man to see the Oak Ridge scrimmage against Maryville this year, and saw the Fortenberry kid up close. That's an impressive athlete.
6'4".
And I know he's going to Liberty, but I mean, he physically, when you see him up close, I mean, you could see the potential for that guy is just. I mean, that guy has an NFL body. I don't know if he'll go to the NFL, but you can just see, I mean, like, he puts some weight on. He takes takes his skill level up a notch, I mean, that's an NFL-looking body Swain to me.
Yeah, man, he looks good. I'd be surprised if he actually goes to Liberty and doesn't, get an offer somewhere else.
Get a bigger offer.
And takes it. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't have that opportunity. I thought the best receiver last night was Aiden Green, though. I thought he played well.
Yeah.
Redmond was good too.
Last night, they were probably the best, but one game, I'll still take Mr. Fortenberry.
Well, guys, here's the thing that kind of, aggravates me, I guess, a little bit about when we have the conversation about Tennessee high school football. And mind you, just to Lipscomb Academy went down to Georgia and beat the brakes off of a Georgia team. Alcoa, either this year, like in a scrimmage, or this year in a game, or last year went and played it. They played a Georgia team up here and beat the brakes off of them. So I do think there's good football here. It is not Georgia and Florida. Okay, we all understand that. I don't know if Tennessee will ever beat Georgia or Florida.
No.
In terms of high school football, it's going to take a lot of population growth, and it's going to take some decades. And I don't even know if that's going to work. But I don't think it's because we also compare the University of Tennessee when we're talking about in-state and how they're recruiting based to Georgia and Florida. And I just don't think that sheds the whole light, because nobody is Georgia and Florida and Texas and Louisiana. Those are like the best 4 or 5 states in the country.
Yep.
So you could say that about Ohio. You could say that about Virginia. I mean, you could say that basically about 95% of the country. I do think that Tennessee has really good in-state talent. And I think it's a very respectable state.
It's top heavy
for high school football talent.
It's top heavy, Jay. It's top heavy.
Yeah. I mean, I think here's how I see it, Swain. Think about that's what makes what Fulmer did so special. He didn't have this in-state talent base that is in the state now. Think about how much better he has got from Fulmer's era to now. The coaching, the talent. Think about where it could be in another 10 or 15 years. When you hear about not only Nashville, but you hear about the expected population growth in Knoxville. So I think it's a solid, respectable state. But, when we get compared to Georgia and Florida, you know what? Most schools or most states look pedestrian when you look at their talent compared to Georgia and Florida's and Texas's. And I think that's who we get compared to a lot because we're in the Southeast.
Yeah, it's no comparison. It's none. I think excuse me, it's obviously better when you look at the recruiting. But I do think it's top heavy. I think you get your T. Higgins, and then you look at a top 10 list, and then the guys that's at 10. They're not getting any type of SEC major committable offers, and I think that's a sign right there that it's it's top heavy. There's good players here. But it's not as deep as some of the other states, in the country. So it's certainly improved. Each and every year it's gotten better and better and better. And I think you are correct when you say that.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to get better, but I think the thing about Tennessee that's great is that you are not only, I think, do you have some good talent, and Jason, look, I mean, you mentioned it. How many in-state players have got out of this state that I know we would love to have?
A ton.
I mean, it's too many to count. We have lost so many great in-state players that have gone elsewhere and done really good things. And so, I would love to have a lot of our in-state kids back. I think our program looks a lot different. So, but the thing I think that's great about Tennessee and its footprint is it's surrounded by a lot of really great football as well. And that's where I think, I would rather be in that situation than be in a situation like Michigan or Nebraska. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't really have a lot to pick from, huh?
No, Iowa. I mean, you want to be out there in Iowa and recruit in that area?
No
thanks.
No
thanks. But yeah, no, Georgia football is different. I've seen some of it, and I lived down in Valdosta for a little while, so I saw two of the best programs in Georgia. Speaking of that, Have y'all seen that docuseries coming out today with Rush Probst?
No, man. He's snitching on there?
Say what?
Is he snitching?
I think it shows him getting in trouble eventually. It's basically what's the Hoover show? What was that Hoover show called?
What was that show called?
It's not Hard Knocks.
I'm looking right at it.
Glory
Two
Days?
Days.
I don't know.
Was it called 2 Days?
2 Days. So basically, Netflix has it's released today. It's on Netflix, and it's basically Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. I used to live in Valdosta. I worked at Valdosta State for a little while, and it's Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia. I think Lowndes is the winningest program in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. But Rush Probst was there, so Netflix is doing a 2-a-days, but it's at Lowndes High School now, and it's like a 7 or 8 episode series.
It come out today?
Yeah, it comes out today, showing like behind the scenes, and I think it was Rush Probst's last year, and they got the whole thing on tape.
Yeah, I want to see some snitching from Rush Probst. What's it called again?
I don't know what it's called. I know it comes out today. It's on Netflix right now. You'll see it, but I forgot the name of it.
Titletown.
Titletown. That's
there it is, man.
That's what they call Valdosta, Titletown.
Well, Jay, I won't be able to watch it today. You know why?
Why is that?
Because Jason Swain is a bad friend. He is leaving me all by myself. I am moving into my new house this weekend, and today I am stuck by myself loading a U-Haul, a couch into this U-Haul, a dining room table, a washer, a dryer, bed frames, all by myself. He hung me out to dry.
He ain't gonna help you?
No. He's lazy.
Why not?
He's a bad friend.
I'm booked.
What's the excuse, Lane?
I'm booked.
What'd you hit him with?
I'm booked. I don't have an excuse. I'm booked. I'm busy. I'm booked. I helped him last time.
Oh man!
Stop moving so much, Ben. Hobo.
Well, it's not my fault that I don't make Jason Swain money and had to live in an apartment for 3 years.
Oh gosh. I'm booked, man. If I wasn't booked, I'll help you. But I'm booked.
Oh, I always got something to come up when somebody needs a move.
Hey, it's I got the 3 girls by myself this weekend.
They come help.
They
can chip in.
We have AAU.
Yeah,
AAU tournament this weekend.
When's the first
bring
game?
That big 100-pound Doberman you got.
He ain't 100 pounds, but he getting there.
What time's the first basketball
dog?
game?
It's in the morning. What'd you say, Jay?
Is that a good family dog, Swain Doberman?
He's been pretty good so far.
He loves me.
He's super hyper. But that's good, man. He's awesome. But he loved Ben, though.
Who doesn't?
Well, guys, y'all check out Rush Probst, man. Maybe we'll see him snitching on camera.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hit play on this thing at this point this weekend. So I have all the time in the world to watch it. I might watch the whole series this weekend.
So you go to throw out AAU basketball, which is in the morning, when I'm moving today. That just shows how bad of a friend you are. That your excuses aren't even that good.
I'm busy. I got an appointment with Alumni Hall today too, and I got to pick up the kids from school. I do.
Look, they can chip in. We've got like cushions that need to go in the U-Haul too. The little ones can handle a cushion.
I'm booked.
You can bring Ace over. We'll be good.
I'm booked. I don't want Ace getting into it with Judge.
Judge isn't here. Judge has been with my parents for like 3 weeks.
Turkey Man to help you. Turkey Man to help.
While we get moved in, and my parents are. I'm pumped, man. I get to see my dog today. I haven't seen my dog in 3 weeks because we've been moving and crap. And my parents are bringing him back up tonight.
So your parents will be here.
So
they can
excited.
help.
My mom is in a wheelchair because she had that foot surgery like 2 months ago.
She can wheel the pillows.
I've been messing with her. She's probably gonna kill me. But I had my back door porch. It has like a ramp, and I've been teasing her that we're wheelchair accessible.
Yeah, she can help, man. She can wheel the pillows in and outside the house. All right, let's get to the phones. Let's get to Turkey Band. I'm booked, by the way.
Good morning, individuals.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, I tell you what, you look good in that John Ward towel.
Oh God! I didn't even realize that it was like blue. I just picked it up and it was the first thing that was clean. It was I know I was sweating, so I just grabbed it and went.
Forget the black Tony
Yeah, I
Romo,
made
you're
it.
the black John Ward.
Oh Lord, stop.
Yeah, I made a comment real early before I seen that, and then when I seen the blue towel, I said, "Oh, yeah, really, absolutely."
Y'all need to stop.
I tell you what, I know that high school football is not college, but I have seen playoff after playoff after playoff games, and you got to witness last night what coaching and discipline can do. 106 games. A Knoxville, in which there's more talent in the area of Knoxville than there are in Blunt. 106 games without losing to the Knoxville school. How many times have you watched? I don't know if you watched or not, but I have. You go back and look at them. West Tennessee players they've had more talent. The teams have had more talent. They've had bigger players, but they did not have discipline and coaching. And that's why it's important that we get back at the University of Tennessee discipline and coaching, because that's a hard to beat when you got that any sprinkling talent. But it's pretty amazing when you get to see it. Ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, Turkey Man, it was cool to see the machine. Maryville. I remember years ago when George Cords was the coach, and they played against Whitehaven, and Whitehaven had a couple guys go to the next levels, really good players. But man, you can just see it. You can just see how effective when you have the discipline, when you have the coaching, and everyone's on the same page. Maryville rarely beats themselves. And that was the case. That was the case last night. Now they did fumble. That was, missed by the referees. But I mean, you can't blame that loss on the referees if you are Powell. Now, you can point out some of the missed calls, but you can't blame the loss on refs at all. Maryville special, that's for sure. The biggest news of the Swain event is here.
Let's go.
The biggest news of the Swain event's here. Breaking news. We have a new member to the Swain event family. Miller Matthews was born this morning. Listen to the Swain event. Brad Matthews' son was born this morning. So, attaboy to Brad. And we wish him and his beautiful wife the best as they welcome their bundle of joy into this beautiful world. And then cherish that moment. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Congratulations, my friend. So happy for you. There's nothing like bringing in another human into this world. So enjoy it. And, man, look forward to helping any way we can. Ben is available to babysit. He can change diapers. He can swaddle. He can do whatever you need, Brad. If you need any help, Ben got you.
See, why do I surround myself with bad friends?
All right, who's on the phone?
Brad, you are a bad friend for bringing a baby into this life and putting more pressure on me with my wife. No, I'm joking. Brad's gonna make a tremendous father, and I'm super happy for he and Jordy. I just hate that kid's gonna be raised as a Ravens fan.
Hey, not necessarily. He may branch out and go, Dad, I like Steelers.
Which Brad branched out, but I do think it was awesome. I love Brad's text of, let it be known that Miller was brought into this world listening to the Swain event. Just remember, Brad, your son's first sounds that he heard was my voice and Swain's.
Yep.
At least we got it in before Volstorm's call.
Oh, is he on the phone?
Yes.
All right, let's get it.
Did you have something you wanted to say real quick?
Nope.
You said, by the way.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, we got Vols.
By the way, I'm booked.
Are you? How convenient. We've got a Volstorm and Papa T.
Volstorm, good morning.
Ain't nobody going to help you move. You best be calling Goof On Moving and Storage.
Why do you like to lie to people? Like, you are literally coming over at 12:30 to help me. Why do you like to lie to people?
Hell no. Shout out to Brad Matthews for bringing in this wonderful bundle of joy into the world, and the kid is already a better producer than Ben.
Facts.
Facts.
That's great.
I wonder, do you think he can produce next Friday after this 8 p.m. college football game on the SEC network that's going to take 5 hours?
You think he can produce and
No,
host?
no. You got to man up, son. You got to
You're
man up.
hosting.
Producer and host.
You're hosting, Swain. I say we let Miller push the ones and twos. I always say that a monkey could push these buttons over here, so if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I just hope that kid doesn't end up becoming a Mississippi State fan.
That's good. That's a good point.
Or a Georgia fan may see the Bulldog and get confused.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Guys, how dare you pigeonhole me with the whole Yankee comment? Everybody knows when you become a Vol, you're no longer a Yankee. You're no longer a West Coaster. You're no longer a Bammer. You're a Vol. It's like joining the military.
That's right, Volstorm. I can say the same. I was a Bammer, and now I'm a Vol. Thank you, Volstorm.
And anyways, everybody knows basketball season doesn't start till January anyway.
I mean, you got a point. You're right. You're right. But the last couple seasons, man, we've been wanting it to start a lot sooner because we were trying to find our happiness in basketball because football let us down. Hopefully we don't have to do that as early this year.
I know that was the case last year.
Man, I couldn't wait
Yeah,
for
but now we have baseball.
That's true.
Yeah, but baseball's further away.
But the whole time during basketball season, I'm just going to be thinking about, we're going to get let down in March.
Guys, y'all know how crazy it was last year when, like, Tennessee could have played another game, and we were like, nah, man, just cancel the bowl game. We good. Nope. Cancel the bowl game.
Hey, couldn't that count as our one-year bowl ban?
I say so.
I
Why
think
not?
I think it should.
That's what we submit. That's what we should submit to the NCAA. We already had our bowl ban. It wasn't COVID. We were punishing ourselves.
That's it. We knew we was messing up, and so we just want to go ahead and punish ourselves at that moment. And then we fired all the coaches. We have served our penalty.
Hey guys, before I go, when it comes to Memphis basketball, 5-star recruit plus 1-star coaching equals plenty of NIT tournament appearances. See you, boys.
That's a good one. Best one of the month for Vol Storm.
It's actually true. Let's get to Vol Nation.
Papa T.
I can't call him Papa T. I'm used to calling him Vol Nation. I'm sorry, Vol Nation, man. I'm sorry, man.
It's all good, man. It's hilarious because people around here, whether at the church or being a pastor or whatever, they'll call me Papa T now. They, man, I see you on your Twitter account and Facebook. You got Papa T, and so they're Papa T. So I'm starting with, and some people still call me Vol Nation. Either one is fine with me. I'm good with either one.
You can't just change your name in the middle of a career like that, man.
Well,
like
yeah,
it's
just. When you become a grandpapa, and you see that little one, the little boy, and you see those little legs and those hands, and you're ready to put that University of Tennessee little outfit on him, you know what I'm saying? And you see his little face, and everything changes. You know what I'm saying? I saw my children, but your grandchildren, it's just a whole different level, just a whole different level. So just excited about that, man. So either one is good with me, but I got people calling me both, so it's all good, man. But I was listening. I can't remember the gentleman that was on a couple of minutes ago that was talking about Georgia football.
Jay.
Who was that?
Jay,
yeah. Yes, I lived down in Albany, Georgia, for a number of years, and I'm like, Georgia football. We've been all across the country, whether I was in Texas, I was in Georgia, I've been in Colorado Springs, been in the military. We traveled all over the place, but actually, I coached high school football in Georgia for GSA, so the private schools, Deerfield, Windsor. That was a major school at that time during the time we were coaching, and then eventually at Sherwood Christian Academy, I coached there. But it's like a religion down there, and you go to Warner Robins or Forsyth or Macon or Valdosta, Tifton County, Cordell, places like that. And there aren't many high schools in the county. And so you might get 1 or 2 in the county. Now, it could have changed now because if the population is growing. But back then when we were there, it wasn't that many in the county. So all the money was poured into those high schools. Those high schools looked like college campuses. The weight rooms, the stadiums. I mean, it was incredible. Now, Dorman High School here in Spartanburg is like that. It's huge. You know what I'm saying? And people come here and they get that college experience because how much money has been poured into the high school. It's big money. And so it was interesting when we would travel around at the intensity and the energy and excitement, the atmosphere, the electricity of that game. You step on the field, man, and I'm telling you, feel like the field was vibrating. Everybody's yelling. You can barely hear yourself think. You know what I'm saying? But that's what made it fun, man. And so when I was coaching DBs, wide receivers, doing special teams and stuff, and we would travel, we had a great time. And so my son really, even though he's all Tennessee, his passion for football was probably developed while we were in Georgia. We were there during their, I guess, formative years, you know what I'm saying, from the time he might have been like 6 or something to the time he was like 13, 14 or whatever. And so coaching football and being around there and doing that, he played Little League and that's where that passion came from. And we love it, man. But you were talking about earlier a lot of different things, but something that kind of jumped off the page was, what Coach Heupel is actually doing. There was a culture and an environment that really was beating down our young men. They had low self-esteem and they were unsure about themselves. And he's had to come in and shift and change that environment because it's about the soil that you put the seed in order for it to develop and to grow. And he had to develop and change the environment to create a greater level of self-esteem, self-discipline. Coaching is in part of it. The relationship is 90% of everything, And so the having natural consequences is another part of it, investing in their lives even outside of the football field, you know what I'm saying, and getting to know them as young men and challenging them in different areas. All that's a part of it. And I saw that personally when I was in Georgia because I think I shared with you before, and I don't know if people on this platform know or that are listening, if they've ever seen the movie Facing the Giants. And that was a movie that was done in Albany, Georgia. And I was one of the actual coaches on that staff. And they decided to make a movie out of it, and it's gone all over the world, been translated in multiple different languages. And I've had opportunities to speak and talk to people about that particular time and that season of my life, and helping to encourage me, because it would happen to be a situation where these young men were so beaten down and they had such low self-esteem. They didn't have understanding of purpose, and so we were able to come in and God used us to be able to turn the hearts of those people and turn the hearts of those young men. And then we had a productive season out of that. And then out of that particular season and what took place, they decided to make a movie out of it, and they made Facing the Giants. And then, of course, they went on and made multiple other movies, Courageous and all this other stuff that's come out. But being a coach on that staff and watching the head coach, like I was one of the coaches, of course, we helped do it. We didn't go down to make a movie. We just went to invest in the lives of those kids. But the main character in the movie, which was my best friend, the actual man was Jimmy Fields. He's recently died from ALS, and he used to play for Ole Miss. And he was a huge guy, you know what I'm saying? And to see him deteriorate like that with ALS was rough. But at his going away, I got a chance to see so many thousands of people that were there come up and some of them share their testimony of how much he invested and poured into them. Everywhere he went, he developed relationship, and he invested in the lives of young men and people in general. And what I saw, there was a pastor that passed away years ago called Dr. Miles Monroe. And he said the greatest place on the earth with the most potential and the richest place on earth is the grave site, because so many people pass away and never reach their full potential. They never understand purpose, and they never pour themselves out while they're here. And Jimmy did that. He poured himself out, and he left this world empty. And I believe that something similar, maybe not to that magnitude, but something similar like that is happening right now in our program. You know, there was a shift that took place, and he may not be the guy that takes us to the national champion. I don't know. I can't tell you all that. But what I can see in the eyes of these young men is a shift and a change, a passion, you know, an excitement. There was a glaze and a dullness last year, and they were just kind of like going through, like I can't remember who said it. They said they were just trying to make it through the day. And now something different is taking place. They're not just trying to make it through the day. They're trying to make the day and do something significant, do something magnificent. And while they're here, they want to not only win, but they want to take this program to the next level and be a part of something special. And they're believing in the vision. They're believing in each other. They're growing as young men. And I'm excited to see them not only go out there on the football field next week and win that football game the way that we expect them to win. I expect to see 50-something points. I expect them, the defense, to step up and shut down a team like Bowling Green, and us to leave that place excited about Pittsburgh in the next game and the rest of the season. But also, I want to see these men graduate and go to the next level or go on in their lives and know that this year started something special that wasn't there last year but is there now, and create a fire in them so they walk out of that with a diploma and a passion for purpose. Because to me, the most dangerous man on the planet is a man that does not have purpose but yet wants and desires a family. How can you lead if you don't even know where you're going? And a part of the leadership development for these young men is what's happening in this program. People like yourself, all these people coming back, you know, Al Wilsons of the world and the Leonard Littles and the people that have poured and shed blood on the field for the University of Tennessee are coming back to the program and connecting to these young men. And you guys have a weight and a responsibility to share with your knowledge and to, you know, be there for each other and things of that nature, because there's a brotherhood there. They need that because men need accountability.
Yep.
And you guys are setting a standard. What you're doing every day, something that you're passionate about, you do it in excellence. It's one of the best programs that I've heard in this region. And I listen to quite a number of them. I talk to. This is one of the best programs in this region. And you do an excellent job. You're here diligently every day. You have great information, great insight. You bring in great people. And what that does, that sets a standard that regardless of whatever they desire to do, whatever their passion is, to do it in excellence as unto the Lord, to do it in excellence and to do it the best of their ability, and that they can be successful in whatever they have a passion for, whatever they're on their heart for, whether it's football or whether it's something else. And just being connected to you guys, just having access to you guys helps encourage them, because unfortunately some of them come from a fatherless background. Fathers create identity. Whatever the father is, the children are. And the enemy's done a great job extracting the father out of the home. And when he does that, it hurts the children drastically.
You're preaching today, Vol Nation.
And so y'all standing in the gap, the coaches standing in the gap, being that for these young men. So it kind of helps to remove those stones of the heart and create an opportunity for them to have a reflection, an identity before them to say, hey, I can be more than what I am right now. I can be successful. And like I said, that mantle that they're being placed on their shoulders right now, I think because of, you know, having access to you guys and the coaching staff that is there today gives them the ability to stand in that gap and be what the fan base would desire to see, which is a successful program and successful young men, and be excited about going out there playing football, have an opportunity to win, knowing that they have the tools and the resources to win, and hopefully one day bring a championship to Knoxville. But I was just thinking about that, man. Just wanted to share that, man. Appreciate everything that you guys do and the stuff that we don't even know about, that we don't see. I know there's a lot that you're doing, and God's even opened up more doors for you because you have a sound. You have a voice, something that I think needs to go out beyond just this. And I believe God is about to open up a door for you and take you to another level. It's your season, a season of promise. Ben's doing the same thing. God's opening up doors for him because there's a gift.
Swinging wide open. Tell him, Vol Nation. Spit that truth to him.
I'm just telling you, man. You guys are special. Really appreciate you guys' friendship.
You're
really
special,
appreciate
Vol
all
Nation.
you guys do, man. So
I appreciate
thank
you,
y'all
man.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
for the love.
special.
Look,
Thank you.
look. Brad didn't even have to wait until Sunday to get
Miller's first sermon in?
You got that right now.
He'd already been baptized. In the name of the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. All of them.
Man, what is Vol Nation's Cash App? Venmo.
Somebody pass the collection plate.
I feel like we need to pay Papa T for that one. Goodness gracious. I might have put my offering on layaway. My tithes on layaway. I got 5 now, 5 later. Oh, man. You know what that means, right? You know what Papa T's call means, right? Yeah. Pass that collection plate. Pass that plate. Pass that plate.
Doesn't that
Pass
just make
that
you
plate.
feel so happy just hearing
Pass
that?
that plate. We prefer what folds instead of what jingles. Pass that plate. CJ Vol says good stuff here. I'm very hopeful that this is a new day in the age of Tennessee football. I think we finally got it right with Danny White and hype. I really do think they're going to be successful. I think with the players, what Vol Nation was talking about is the players feel like everyone's on the same page. I mean, you have a chancellor, AD, and a head coach that's on the same page, and the players, they feel that, they sense that, they feel the energy in the air, and so Vol Nation, I can see that. I can see that with the players. I really do. I really do. The athletic director was communicating with this team and addressed this team. I don't think I ever heard Mike Hamilton come in and talk to us. I barely even talked to Mike Hamilton as a player. And that stuff matters. It really does. Copes Vol says, damn, Vol Nation, hell of a call. I don't even think you can say that, Copes. You can't even say that word when you can't say damn.
You just said it twice.
I'm just reading. I didn't say it. I'm just reading. Matthew says, I tune in to hear some game week prep, but Vol Nation has me wanting to be a good example to my kid. I don't even have yet. Oh, man. Matthew's like, yeah, I'm going to go out and party tonight. I think I'm going to stay in and read. I think I'm staying and read the Bible tonight. I think I'm going to read Matthew chapter 3 verses. I don't think I'm going to the club tonight at Vol Nation's call.
He's not hanging out with Mac.
Yeah, sorry, Big Orange Mac. I know you want to go back down to Magic City, but I can't do it anymore, man. Vol Nation got me feeling real inspired.
According to my sources, Mac is calling back in 7 minutes to repent.
Vol Nation made Mac feel guilty. I'm sorry. I saw what I said about Mama Curry. I'm sorry.
Vol Nation even got, according to my other sources, Vol Nation even has Neil and Mafia feeling bad for all the things he said about Tim Tebow over the last couple of months.
No, Neil and Mafia ain't feeling that bad. Vol Nation ain't preached that good of a sermon. You might need TD Jakes for that one. We might need the Lord himself to come back to fix Neil and Mafia.
We'll need God to descend down upon us.
Oh, man. All right.
Somebody's going to have to hold him down. We have to have an exorcism.
Tremel says, I want to second all the words that Reverend Brother Deacon Papa T Nation spitting today. Y'all are my dude. I generally feel like y'all are my friends for real. Not for real, but for real. But for real, Ebony and Ari looking dudes. Thanks, Shamel.
Shamel, I don't know that you can say that word after Reverend Brother Deacon Pop T Vol Nation in his sermon.
Yeah, you can't be using the A word. Not after that sermon. Nope. Mike says y'all need to have Vol Nation on weekly for the encouraging word. Well, it's no surprise why, Ben had Vol Nation officiate his wedding.
That's right.
I mean, simple as that.
The best. He and his wife.
K-Town Daddy says Vol Nation just took me to church. What he was saying reminds me of a movie, Greater, about Brandon Bullsworth from Arkansas. Those boys bought in and had a special year. Rodney says after the sermon, here comes a hype train, baby, baby. Yeah, Rodney, you already know.
Oh, just wait till Tennessee beats down Bowling Green. And let's get back to Tramel's message to properly address Vol Nation. Reverend, brother, deacon, Papa T, Vol Nation calls in after the beatdown of Bowling Green to talk about the Pitt game. And there will be a brief mention of Florida in there as well.
I got my eye on you, Vol Nation. I'm going to let you hype me up. That was a good sermon and everything. I'm going to read my Bible today, but I ain't going to let you hype me up, Vol Nation.
I thought you were booked.
I'm going to read it right before, I'm going to read it on the toilet. Best time to read it, right? Instead of texting and on my phone, I'm gonna pull out the word when I'm on the toilet. I'm still booked, man. I'm not helping you move today, all right? So stop asking me. Don't make me pull a Nick Saban when he was talking to Maria Taylor and she was asking about the starting quarterback. I'm booked, Ben. Stop asking me.
I don't need your help. I've got better help. My soon-to-be brother-in-law, who is a police officer in the mid-state, is in town yesterday and today.
Yeah, well, tell his swole ass come up here and help you.
Oh, he is. He's staying with me. I guilt tripped him.
You better.
He came back in the living room. I don't think we're doing anything until 2:30, 3 o'clock. So if you need help loading the truck, I don't mind helping. It's like, yes.
There you go.
Come on.
There you go. 865-255-03. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. As the weather heats up, so does our market, and from Johnson City to Knoxville, eager buyers are grabbing up many available properties. The chili is hot in East Tennessee, so if you are ready to buy or sell or want to talk more about our local real estate market, I'm just a phone call away. Or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Let's get to the phones. The Irish Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet. Let's get to T. Gamble. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you, my friend.
Hey, here I am again playing Woe Is Me. I called in a few days ago about Joe Milton, but and I'm not accusing nobody of nothing when I say this, but I'm just kind of blanketing, what you hear on the internet or a radio show, or but it's in kind of going off of what Ball Nation was saying a little bit. Hell of a sermon, by the way. But when people say the locker room's different, the kids are more inspired, when they're more confident. What has changed from Pruitt to now that you have seen? Because when Butch got here, man, everything's better. When Pruitt got here, man, everything's better. Now at Teipel, everything's better. I want to know what is better. Like, what have you seen in an attitude adjustment, whether it be more accountability, whether it's the coaches backing off and letting the men be men? What have you seen that makes you, and maybe even not so specifically you, what's making the buzz around the program be like that, other than just the new face in front of you?
It's a really good point, T. Gamble, because I think, we do that. Whenever there's someone new, we go, oh, man, everything is good. Everything is fixed now. That person was terrible before. Everything was bad. The worst now, everything is just fixed. And, just one touch from the new coach and everything is just is 100% fixed. And that's not the case. That's not true. There's still things that need to be fixed. There's still a culture that needs to be developed. It's not where it needs to be, but it's on the right track. It's on the right path. And then at the beginning of each coach's tenure, it was better. That's why when we always talk about Josh Heupel, I say for now it looks good, or at this moment it looks good. Will it continue to look that way? Because there's going to be pressures of being the coach in the SEC. Ben, you have said it, man. You like Josh Heupel. You hope that he can continue to be the same person he is today, and sometimes the pressure of this job changes who you are. And we hope that don't happen to Josh Heupel. We don't know if it's going to happen or not, but we hope it doesn't happen because we have seen it happen with the previous coaches. Remember, it started off good for Butch Jones. It started off pretty good for Pruitt. And it's starting off good for Josh Heupel. But the one thing that I will say, and you nailed it, is the accountability. Like, the players are embracing that. They're embracing accountability. They feel like they have an opportunity to showcase their talents and have a chance to play without politics being a big part of it. Those are the major changes that I've seen. Ben, what about you?
Yeah, just mainly the accountability. That to me is the biggest change. And I don't think the superiors are buttholes, quite frankly. You can still be a traditional, tough-nosed football coach. When you think of a football coach, you think of somebody that gets in your face and constantly on guys and kind of a drill sergeant type of vibe going on. Like, you can still be that type of coach and get on to guys without being a butthole. And you can care about them more than just a football player, more than just the 4 to 5 hours that they're in the football facility for meetings and workouts and practice throughout the day. You can be more than that. You can care about them more than just as football players that you are selfishly hoping helps you get to another contract or a new car or new job, whatever it may be. And I think I genuinely believe that is the case with this coaching staff. I watched them interact with current players who were assisting at camps that they hosted recruits on this summer, and the coaching staff is genuine. At least they appear to be. There are some that are still question marks just because you're still trying to get a feel for them, and it's still new. But like the Willie Martinez's of the world, the Tim Banks, Josh Heupel, Glenn Ellerby, Jerry Mack, Rodney Garner, Brian Jean-Marie. I mean, everybody over there just seems like they truly care about one another and enjoy being around one another. We'll see what happens when the bullets start flying, and if Tennessee were to lose to Florida, how do people respond? I think that'll be the biggest test when the first wave of adversity hits. But just there's nobody that's a butthole over there, and there used to be a bunch of them, in my opinion, throughout the facility, and they've eliminated that to me. And then the accountability is the other big thing. I do think that they're holding guys accountable, and you've heard the players detail that with each and every coach. The latest example being Juwan Mitchell, saying that Brian Jean-Marie, he gets after your ASS if you do something wrong, but he's the first to congratulate you, hype you up, if celebrate you if you make a good play. And that's how it is with Willie Martinez and Rodney Garner and the rest of them. So accountability and better people are the two biggest differences to me.
Yep. Let me hit the text box and our Facebook Live and YouTube, and we get through some of these awesome comments from the good people. Blackout Jones says, honestly, I think it was just the players that took it upon themselves to be great. In the Butch Jones era, they didn't really care for Butch. Oh, I ain't going to disagree with you on that one. It will be nice to see two offensive minds go at it. In Florida this year, the majority of Florida's teams might be hurt by the time we step into the swamp. Yep, Bama plays Florida the week before we play Florida, so that may be the case. That's all from YouTube there, and see what's cracking here on Facebook Live, and then we'll get to
I bet Susan said good morning.
Susan McKee? Is that Granny?
That's Granny, your dancing partner.
Let's see what Granny talking about.
Granny. Good old Granny.
Is that what you call her?
Yep. I called my grandparents Granny and Granddaddy. That was my dad's parents, and then my mom's parents were Nana and Paul, which I know Nana's watching, so hi, Nana.
I ain't never called my grandparents anything. It's weird. All right. Not to get sad or anything. I'm from Maryville, live in Atlanta. Maryville couldn't beat even the mid-tier teams down here. Too much talent. That was Kevin Brown. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's no hate. It's just the truth. Valdosta has won more state championships than any Georgia school. They used to beat teams like 60-3 all the time back in the 70s and 80s. That's from Chip Garrett. Great words from Vol Nation. You are right about football down here in South Georgia. I lived in Albany and Tifton for a while. So Larry Bohannon says, amen. When Vol Nation was giving us that good word today. Man, really appreciate Vol Nation for just pouring so much passion into this show. You can tell Vol Nation loves this show, loves the people associated with this show. That's just not me and Ben. That's you two as the listeners and the callers. There's a real sense of family, Vol Nation. You don't have someone pour that type of passion into to a phone call unless they're comfortable. So I just thank Vol Nation for doing that. Cope Vol says Walter Nolan committing this weekend. That's news to me, Ben. You was over there talking to him. Maybe he told you a little secret that he was planning on commitment.
Yeah,
planning on committing. I left. I saw you over there talking to him. I was like, all right, I'm about to go.
Yeah, I know.
I'll see you later, Ben.
I was talking to you, and Walter was leaving the field, so I went and snagged him real quick, and I turned around and
beep beep.
You were gone. Nowhere to be found. I didn't know you could move that quick.
I was booked. I'm booked.
But I guess that comment is in reference to the story that we just put out at VolQuest. He told me that he had something coming soon. Eric Kane and I both were asking him about his string of tweets this week. He said once he gets to 11K, he'll commit. Well, he's at 12.3K and was at like 11 within an hour of tweeting that out. So he had some interesting tweets throughout the week and asked him about it. And his exact quote was that it's a work in progress. I got something coming soon. Asked him about a timeline. No comment. Y'all gonna see. So who knows? Who knows? He says he has something coming soon, but I wouldn't bank on it whatsoever.
Yeah, I just want him to focus on grinding, man, and being the best player he can be. I think all the other stuff take care of itself. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the recruitment process, but man, if you truly want to be where you want to be here in 3 or 4 years, let's say 4 or 5 years, because you got this year and then 3 years in college or 4 years in college. We're talking, 4 to 5 years. If you want to be what you want to be in 4 to 5 years, there has to be a tunnel vision, laser mindset, laser focused mindset of football. And you need somebody like a Rodney Garner. And I don't know if a Rodney Garner exists at Texas A&M and Georgia. I'm not sure or not.
I can tell you that.
I doubt it. But
I'm sure they have good coaches. And
I'm not telling him that he need to come to Tennessee either. He has to do it best for him. But just on some real here, not as a Tennessee fan or alum, just kind of just witnessing everything, seeing everything. Like, he just needs to get on that grind and be the best defensive player he can be, get in shape. That motor needs to be on all the time. He needs to go pull some of the Ndamukong Suh film and start, studying that. Because he has talent. He's been gifted with some talent. He has to put it together. He has to allow himself to be coach hard. I don't know if he is or not, but those are the players that reach their potential, man. Like, and get there. Like a Peyton Manning, yeah, he's talented. But Coach Cutcliffe coached him hard too. Mm-hmm. You got to be able to be coached hard. And sometimes great players don't experience that, and it spoils them, and then they're not ready once they hit the big leagues. They don't know how to respond. So Hopefully he's able to take some hard coaching. I don't know if he is or not. He's getting it or not. I'm not sure, but I just know the ingredients, taking raw talent and being the best that you can be at the next level. I do know that. And it's going to take some hard coaching and being able to be receptive to that coaching.
Yes, but for a Walter Nolan update, check out VolQuest. Spoke with him about his top 3 teams, what he likes about Tennessee, A&M, Georgia. 2 current Vols, Amari Thomas and Byron Young, have been in his ear, telling him good things about the new staff. So if you want to read an update on Walter Nolan, it's on the front page of VolQuest.com.
Like it. Woo, we got a big week next week, folks. Big week. Swain Event's going to be on the road.
Let's go.
A couple days.
We're going to talk to Joe Milton.
New show next week. Tennessee Prime. It's going to be a good one. So
we get football.
We got a lot of stuff going on. This weekend got football going on. But big weekend for college football. Big week for the Swain Event next week. Thank you for making the Swain Event part of your morning. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. We are out. Peace and love. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over. If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.